Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is somebody I've been lucky enough actually to catch a couple of times live streaming lately. Somebody who's just been with us for what I think is a month. It might be 2 months by now. I don't think it's much more than that. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but High Plains Camper. This is somebody who does a lot of solo camping with a truck bed and truck cap, and takes us out for fires and to interesting places, as a matter of fact, and pretty often as well. So they got plenty of videos on the channel. I'm still getting to know their particular brand of content, but I'm just going to grab their latest video right now. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's a special playlist I use with a fun name to help me keep or get caught up with creators. Playlists can be a great tool for that. And then High Plains Camper, like I said, has got shorts on their channel. These have gotten into 7,300, 7,500 views and live streams on the channel as well. And like I said, I've been able to catch a couple of these, and it's been really, really cool. This creator's very engaging, a truly dynamic host, and somebody who does a great job keeping up with the chat. They're already well over 2,100 subscribers, so that's great to see as well. But hopefully we can help push them towards the 2,200 that we know they must be thinking about. I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel right away, and then I'll start filling it up with names. I see Keto Simples in the house. I finally caught them for a Tuesday live stream, and I think, if I'm right, they usually do those in the morning. So they must have changed up the day and time. I think Dustin said that they had several people in there, if I understood right, that hadn't caught them before. And it was a great chance to get to catch them, because I usually catch Keto Simple on Sunday mornings. PK Adventure Travels and Matt and Mouse are already on the wheel with our beloved and dedicated moderator, Scratchin' PPA, who is always referred to as a shining jewel here in the Tuber Chat family, not just for what he does for us here in the Tuber Chat live streams for the last 5.5 years, but for what he does for everybody else. And we'll talk about his channel when it comes up a little bit later. Right now we're going to look at Ryan and Mel. They live stream every Thursday, so it's a perfect chance to introduce PK Adventure Travels. And I must have missed that. Thank you, Scratchin' PPA. There's a perfect example right there. I promise you, I make as many mistakes as anybody does, maybe more sometimes. And Grant's faithful GLP-1 Journey dropped a super chat. He's done that many times before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. We're supposed to put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. I think it's Diloflow. And please forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, if it's Diloflow, but I think it's Diloflow, and that is a creator that came to us from our friend Big Dude. So I always appreciate the word of mouth and people sending friends over here. JGP Jr. is in the house. I'm going to put them on the wheel. I put Just a Cat on there. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Demoose Barbecue is here. Mac Movement is in the house. Face the Ace is a longtime friend. Majestic Lion Eyes channel's been here from the beginning. Sarah Prestwood is in the house. And I appreciate everybody being here. You might notice that it's not as overwhelming of a beginning of a stream as we usually expect, especially because we're usually streaming at this time, even though we mix the times of days around. I've been hearing a lot of creators over the last week or two talking about drops in views. So if anybody here has noticed over the last couple of weeks any kind of a dip, I wouldn't be concerned about it yet, because usually whatever happens with YouTube, that they're changing algorithms or recommendations and things like that, usually ends up correcting itself within a couple of weeks. And I'm uncertain about it. It's just word of mouth. I'm just trying to piece things together like everybody else kind of does. But these are just ideas. So, again, just don't be too concerned about it, but I wanted to address it right away. Hall is in the house. Good to see you here. And Keto Simple is firing off a bunch of short videos and cross-promoting with long-form content, which is a great idea. Mama Tato Heyday is in the house. I'm going to get them on the wheel with Yes Nomads, and we'll get talking about PK Adventure Travels. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Oh, and thank you, Just a Cat. Okay, I'll pull the channel off for now, but thank you for that. We always put members on the wheel. We've got a couple of friends who are supporters, and I always appreciate anybody being here, especially for the fact you're supporting so many other people. Just a Cat, I've run into many times before, and while it's a small percentage of the Tuber Chat family, of course, everybody, including myself, appreciates every view, every moment everybody spends. I know not everybody can be here 3 times a week, and certainly not for 3 hours every time we're on. So I do appreciate every moment, all those thumbs up, the shares, and everything else that we do for each other. More so, I'm always happy to see all the different things people are doing for each other when I'm running into everybody in different premieres and live streams. And I know we've got friends that run the stream in the background here as well that might be listening in. Come hither with Heather. Good to see you in the house. She's from Australia, longtime dear friend. And then, yeah, that's very, very cool, Keto Simple. Keto Simple's given us a couple of tips in the chat right now. These are the kinds of things we can think about when we're planning out our videos, to think about how we can make short form content like YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or TikTok videos at the same time, right? If you can do more than one thing at once, that's when you start to have real leverage. We're talking about filming more than one thing at a time. Big Dude, thank you so much for the super chat. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. They sent over a new friend today, Dilo Flow. Oh, Dilo Flow Show is in the house, so thank you for that. And Big Dude is somebody we've seen on the screen a million times before. We're going to see them again. They've been a friend of ours for years now, and they bring spiritual inspiration. So we're going to see Grant's faithful GLP-1 journey in another second, and then Big Dude will come up. PK Adventure Travels is up on the screen right now. Ryan and Mel come to us with the perspective of travel agents, talking about things like cruise ships or traditional travel, as well as RV camping, and they give us lots of tips and tricks for that as well. What I was taken away with this channel when they first entered the Tuber Chat family is the fact that they do such a thorough job. Both creators are truly dynamic hosts. They have a wonderful back and forth and chemistry between them, as we would expect. But they really do a thorough job, whether it's a ship tour that could be 20 or 30 minutes long, whether they're doing a room review, could be anywhere from 3 minutes to 10 minutes, could be RV camping and giving us tips and tricks and tours, or Ryan could be giving us some travel news to help us understand some of the things that happen to people out there, edge cases where people run into conundrums, let's just say, and then we can kind of avoid some of the headaches we might find when traveling, things we might have overlooked. And then PK Adventure Travels has got shorts as well that have done really well, 12,000 and 29,000 on one. I think that one's still getting views, but I'm unsure. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they did a live stream yesterday. Actually, Ryan's on all the time. So Ryan and Mel together live stream every Thursday as a minimum at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be looking forward to that tomorrow. And then they might do pop-ups as well. And they get involved in all kinds of collaborations with other people. Actually, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of one of those collaborations. We did a live stream. There was probably 10 of us on the screen all together, hosted by Scotty J Travels and Cruising is Fun Anytime. But you recognize a lot of familiar faces when you look at some of their thumbnails here or the rollovers that I'm doing. Collaborating with anybody in any way, shape, or form is a great way to grow your audience organically and rapidly. When you think about it, every time you're featured on somebody else's channel, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of not just subscribers, but their most supportive supporters. when you think about people who truly become fans of a channel, even if they're your friends, they might still be fans of your content, of your channel. When you're introducing them to somebody else, they're going to say, hey, if it's a friend of yours, it's a friend of mine, I want to go follow them and see what they do and everything else. Street Poet 973EO is probably one of the names in the Tuber Chat family that rolls off the tongue. Even better than most. I don't know why I'm so taken aback by it, but Street Poet 973EO has been with us for years. And then Face the Ace is going to do a stream tonight at 7 p.m. We'll see if they're still on after we're finished. We will be on for 3 hours, so if they're on for over an hour, they might still be on after us. And then... thank you, Keto Simple. I'm learning just like everybody else, of course, but I love sharing anything I can think of when it comes to either my own experience or ideas. And I've been corrected many times. I'm not right about everything. The good thing is that usually most of my ideas work most of the time. So then anybody, we win kind of that way. But the whole idea is for everybody to share knowledge. And Dustin does this as well on Keto Simple, especially every Sunday morning. It's kind of a mix. It turns into a meld of both keto and talking about healthy eating and healthy living. I would say almost even a third of just whatever comes up in the chat, life, the universe, the world, like any subject at all, but a lot of YouTube talk as well, because Keto Simple's another channel that's continuing to grow. Black Guns and Gardens has been with us for years. Thank you for coming in. Vima's Crochet is celebrating 3 years of 3 months, pardon me, 3 months of being a member here on Tuber Chat, but they've been a friend of ours for years. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. And then, so Magic Fabric Magician, not sure if I said hello. The Nichols 13, where did I just see you? The Nichols 13, I just ran into last night. I thought it was in somebody's chat, if it wasn't this morning maybe. I'm usually on YouTube for 10 minutes in the morning before I head out to my full-time gig, and then at night I try to be on as often as possible every day that we're not streaming. Dillo Flow Show. So there are notifications that you can have set. I think they're here in the settings when you go from your front page. This is not the YouTube studio, right? If you can be on a computer, I'm always on a computer, so I may not be able to direct you how to do it on a phone so easy. But if you go down your menu here, you'll get to the settings, and then you come over here to notifications, and this is where you can set the things that are going to be sent to you. So you notice I have like emails turned off, because I don't want the emails all day. Tuber Chat's obviously a very busy channel, and I don't want to, get every notification about every single thing in that way. My phone will be blowing up all day. But you can, absolutely. And for a lot of people, it's probably a good idea. Even for myself, actually, you can get some kind of sorting going on in your email inbox, whatever service you use, or if you have your own private one or whatever, and then you can kind of filter your emails into certain folders and really focus on the ones that you need when you have a moment to see them. So pardon me, when we're looking at pardon me, PK Adventure Travels, we got to look at Ryan Parker Studios as well, a complimentary channel that Ryan's got set up. He actually does a few different things here, including a lot of cooking. He brings a small bit more travel. Sometimes he's bringing unattended premieres or live streams, but he's also live streaming with a lot of other creators through this account as well. Here's some of the cooking videos. The shorts have done well. 2600, 2700, 3700, and then live streams on the channel. So like I said, he's collaborating with people all the time. So hopefully everybody will connect both with PK Adventure Travels and Ryan Parker Studios, his complimentary channel. Six Bows is back, is in the house. She's been with us for at least 5 years. I'm going to put her on the wheel right now. And Vima's Crochet, forgive me, I didn't put you on the wheel. I'm going to do that right this second. Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey should have been up already. Scratch and PPA caught it, but they dropped a super chat just as we were getting started. I certainly do appreciate that extra generous support. Always unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Grant's Faithful GLP-1 Journey is going to talk to us about healthy eating, healthy living. They're doing a few different things. They're actually live right now. So they're actually playing a video game, which is interesting. I hadn't seen that from them before. So for anybody that can watch more than one thing at a time, they're on right now. You can connect with them right away. And Grant's Faithful GLP-1 Journey is halfway on the road to the first 1,000 subscribers. They've crossed their 500. That's an important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey, so you know they have to be excited. They've got a video set up for tomorrow, a very important one with a special message. So I've got my notification on for that premiere. And actually, it's a couple hours after I get home from work, so I should be able to catch that. But I'm going to take their latest video, and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist we keep joking about, where I can use that to help keep or get caught up with creators. Anybody can do that kind of thing. Those were live streams. Actually, I was on a live stream page over there. They've got more videos here. So they got a live stream tomorrow that we can look forward to at 5:30 Eastern. And then I'm just going to take one of the latest videos here. I'll put that in my catch-up list. I'll run both of those. I watched one of these workout videos last week as well. So, shorts on this channel. Let's see how these are doing. They've gotten into 1,200, 1,500, 1,600. A bit of random content mixed in, and they're getting these going. So there's plenty more than a dozen here, which is great to see. And we'll follow along as they continue to grow and continue to post. And thank you again, Grant's Faithful GLP-1 Journey, for a super chat, especially while you're already on. I certainly do appreciate that. Street Poet 973EO, thank you for another super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. We're going to get them up right after Big Dude 1234, who did the same thing. And then Benny Boy, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. That is the account we knew as Baron. So they've had just a slight name change, but it's great to have you in the chat again. 6 daughters in a row. Pardon me, 6 poses backs. Second channel. It must be Chris and Larry Homestead is here. Broke but bountifully blessed. That's Carol. Blonde Traveling Gypsy is here. Handicapped Traveler, that's Dan. He did his live stream the other day. He's always on the last Friday of every month. And yeah, April 1st today. I wish I had something a little bit more fun for April Fool's joke, but I just didn't give myself enough time. I only had 364 days to think about it. So, Suno Vibe TV, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then Chris and Larry Homestead might be manufacturing some soap. They actually make a lot of different things, which is interesting to see. Life with Angel 16, good to have you in the house. Lots of our homesteading friends do a lot of homemade things, and I know a lot of them share with each other. They often sell different things. History Hunter Denunder, good to see you in the house as well. And hopefully I'm not missing anyone. As long as everybody's still active in the chat, we should get around to saying hello. Let us think about getting Big Dude 1234 onto the screen. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Mac Movement is making me laugh in the chat. Chris and Larry Homestead, thank you for grabbing that membership again. So Magic Fabric Magician just became a member as well. I certainly do appreciate that. And what that means is, for as long as you are a member, and at least the next 30 days, we're going to make sure that your channel is on the wheel as soon as I see you in the chat every time that you're here. We're usually on every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then Suno Vibe TV, as long as you're doing what you need to be okay, then that's great. I never expect any time from anybody. I appreciate every single second that everybody spends here, I promise you. and much more happy to see everybody supporting each other. The Scout Scratcher, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Big Dude sent us a new friend today. Dilo Flow Show is in the house, and I do appreciate the comment that you left the other day as well, because I saw that a couple of days ago and let us know that Big Dude sent him over. Big Dude is a force for positivity. This creator puts out content that is primarily spiritual inspiration. They've actually sent their cousin over to see us as well. Kokomo Joe is a name you might recognize here. I'm just going to grab one of your latest videos. I'm going to grab the second of the two here because it's a little bit longer. Every minute matters when we're thinking about watch hours, right? And this creator is bringing us shorts on the channel in between some Bible study and random content. I've seen them play video games as well, but they've gotten into 8,000, 15,000, 25,000 views. And then here are the live streams. So you can see they're on frequently between Fortnite, some Bible study, and then a chance to get to know the creator as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Big Dude. And thank you again for another super chat. They've done that several times before. And Dilo Flow Show, I'm just going to put up right now because I really do appreciate you sending over a new friend. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of their latest videos. I'll take the latest one. I love Grand Theft Auto. I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch that video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I will give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And Keto Simple, thank you for another super chat. He's done that 100 times before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. They're working on some shorts right now, but they might have, if I understood right, put out the first one already. So they might have a series coming up, which is great. And then, yeah, the Scout Scratcher, I try to move them around. This past Sunday, we did one really early. This Saturday, we'll be on a couple hours earlier than we usually are. And then we mix them up so we can kind of accommodate different people. I know some of our friends in Australia and some of our friends in the UK have trouble catching us. Hats on a Mission is in the chat. That's Jeremy from Cruising is Fun Anytime. We mentioned them earlier because they set up a big collaboration where 10 of us got together for a live stream a few months ago. And then, 6 daughters in a row, you're making me laugh. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Booby Goats is here as well. And they are with us frequently. They're a member, so I'll put them on the wheel. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then Matt and Mouse is still on there. Yes, I've got them right up there beside Scratch and PPA. And Street Poet 973EO, let's see what they've been up to. I know it's been a while. I'm behind with your videos, but I'm going to grab the latest one. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list right away. That will give me a chance to catch or keep or get caught up a little bit. And then they've got shorts on their channel as well in between the different video gameplay they've got in their videos. And some of these have now gotten into 3,000, 3,200, 3,600, 4,800. It's funny, in all this time, you know, I bought an Xbox a couple of years ago, and I meant to use it for YouTube, which I really have barely done. Some of you have seen our copyright-free music channel with some of the footage from Grand Theft Auto in the nightclub. That's where the dancing video comes from. But the Xbox I bought comes with special extra content for Fortnite and Rocket League and one other game. I can't remember the name of. See, I can't even remember the name of it. And I still haven't used it yet. So I still have never played Fortnite to this day. I really should. I just want to know what it's like. And then Cuphead. What a legendary game. My dear goodness. All the art in the game Cuphead is hand-drawn, if you can imagine that. What a project. They've just like taken the world by storm, that game. So 97 pardon me. Street Poet 973EO, thank you very much, especially for the super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. Super chats and memberships here on this channel, I promise you, this goes for everybody, are absolutely unnecessary. I make them available. I appreciate them when they happen, but there's a lot of things that we can all do for each other for free that help each other's channels just as much, maybe even more. When we think about the thumbs up, when we think about the shares, the simple word of mouth where we're literally introducing new friends to each other, that kind of stuff is magic for all of us. And there's plenty of ways you can help all your friends, and I appreciate all of that here as well. So Keto Simple is coming up. Let's see what they've got going on. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then Keto Simple. So this is Dustin. I was talking about him earlier. Now, yesterday, actually, I have to be honest with you. Yesterday, I caught you for a live stream. I was only able to listen for, I think 15 minutes, something like that. And I was working on the computer after that. But I did have it running. I was happy enough even to just catch them for a Tuesday live stream for once. Because I've caught them. When you look at my red lines on their live streams here, you see it's all Sunday live streams. I don't catch them every week, but most weeks I'm lucky enough to catch them. And this is a truly dynamic host. Now, literally what he wants to do with the channel, called Keto Simple, is make the idea of keto simple. I accidentally actually went on what I called a diet at the time many years ago. I lost like 30 pounds in 2 months. I didn't know I was doing keto at the time. I was just doing it with a friend and we were both doing the same thing. I was kind of doing whatever they said because they were more into it than me, and it worked out great. And it really wasn't difficult. The food was fine and everything else. And then I learned after we started the Tuber Chat channel, and we started having channels coming in talking about keto, like this channel here, like Rockin' Coach Amy, like Just Jason Keto, and a few others, I started to understand, oh, that's what I was doing all along. So there's a lot of information, you know, and you can really get wrapped up in the idea of, should I do this? Should I do that? And these creators can come to us with experience. And then the idea literally is that this channel wants to make keto simple. So there's recipes here, there's reviews, and in the live streams, it's all Q&A. The host will talk about whatever everybody wants, including keto. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this one in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with another video. I've been lucky to catch the latest few shorts on this channel. Now, Dustin said he's putting out shorts, and I think he said he just put this one. So we'll look at this for a second here. His video, you notice he's talking about RFK Jr. and Dr. Oz, and then the short that he just put out was cut, and it looks like he's given some commentary over that. So that's a really cool idea, and this is how you can cross promote your content on your channel. So I'm going to be really interested to watch how these come out and how the traction moves, and then get the creator's opinion on how they felt about the series after they get through it, because I think he said he's working on 10 shorts to put out to promote that long form video. So that's great stuff. We have to do as much as we can make time for. 62,000, 85,000, and 177,000 were this creator's most popular shorts until the other day, where they put one out and it's at 1.8 million views. So that one I'm certain is still getting views. And then, like I said, live streams. So they're together every Tuesday. And then they also host the basically keto talk, in my opinion, on Sunday mornings. But like I said, the conversation can go in a few directions there. So hopefully everybody will connect with Keto Simple. Thank you for another super chat. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. And they've done that many times before. We got a few more friends in the chat. What I should do is spin the wheel right now, I think. I don't think I'm behind anymore. And then Covaction is here. That's Chuck and Lori. I should have done something fun for April Fools, but I didn't have a better idea coming up than I otherwise could have. I got something small in the chat, but you have to spot that, especially if you're a member. And then Jody Genealogy, good to see you in the house. Jen Palazzo from Palazzo Places here. New Times, New Beginnings is in the house. I think they said they're going to be live streaming on their other channel this week. Vintage Style by Joe is in the house. She's out supporting people all the time. I run into her at least a couple times a week in other people's chats. It's getting close to almost every day, I think. And then, again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I mentioned Just Jason Keto for a quick second. He's in the chat right now as a beloved and dedicated moderator. So what we're going to do right now is take a break. We're going to go for 3.5 minutes. I am going to put on a special baseball cap for a little while here. And it says, much love and aloha. And that is a special greeting that we know from Mark the Shark, who's been a longtime friend. He's been with us for years as well. He sent over this beautiful embroidered baseball cap, one of two actually. Here's the Mark the Shark one as well. I know my green screen ruins it, but isn't that a cool looking embroidered hat, which is gorgeous. I love embroidered stuff. And then we'll go for 3.5 minutes and we'll come right back. Right before we do that and get into Booby Goat's channel, I'm going to play a clip from an interview series that we've got on the channel as well. And these are conversations that I've had with some of our friends, people who've been with us literally for years. They've gone through all the same things we are. They're still going through these things today. And they have all long passed their 10,000 subscribers.
Okay, what I want to do is inform first and foremost. Anytime you make any type of video, you want to inform. You want to tell people a story. You want to show people a story. And when you show and you tell that story, you want to tell how that story affected you. And you want to tell your results.
Okay.
Because seeing is believing. And people want to see what I'm talking about, see what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do. And basically, I'm going to make it into a mini series on all of the products I have tried and how they have affected me. So
wonderful. Yeah, that's going to be something else to look forward to, especially knowing that you're starting something new now with the experience that you've got. So this is a perfect opportunity for me then to bring you back to the beginning and say, what kind of change have you seen in yourself, in your channel, in your community and audience based on all the things you've done up to now?
When I first started, I was such a green thumb. I didn't know what I was doing. I was all over the place. I promise you, just making videos, rambling, and I look back at one of my first videos and was like, what in the world? You know, it was all kinds of bloopers and everything. And I wanted to be such a perfectionist at the beginning. But as I have walked on this journey, I've realized people don't want perfectionists. People want real.
Yes.
So when I make a mistake in a video, I cannot leave it in there. I'll be like, oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but y'all already know I got an old lady brain. Now, a lot of people who follow me realize that. They was like, Sylvia forgetting a heartbeat. And I will, because I'm so busy. And so y'all already know I got an old lady brain. So we're going to keep that right in there, because what you see is what you get when you visit me. So I've learned that's how I changed. I learned how to just roll with the flow, be genuine, be real, be factual.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to try new things. I try new stuff all the time. Sometimes it's a hit and miss. Sometimes it's a rock and roll. I did a short about 3 months ago. I think it's at 60,000 views right now.
Oh, goodness.
And I tried another one, that same genre, and it didn't work. That's all right. I'm gonna stay with it, because I think that it's a niche for me, but I just gotta work a little harder at it.
Right.
So don't be afraid to work hard. And if you get one no, people, remember, the next one will be a yes.
There you go. Yes. All right, we are just about back, and we're looking at booby goats right now. I cleaned out the wheel a little bit. I do that a couple of times during the stream as a minimum. I'm a little bit early today, but I want to make sure that we get to as many channels that we can that are here in the chat in the next 2.5 hours or so. And we always put members and moderators onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. If I remove their names but they're still here, I'll put them right back on. And that gives us the opportunity also to add names from our chat list from time to time. And I'll do that more than once over the course of the stream. But right now I'm just going to look for a channel that we can add. So I'm going to get Sarah Prestwood onto the wheel right away, early today. And make sure that Covaction is on there. And, oh, here we go with the held messages again. So that's, I wonder about that. I wonder if anybody has noticed in live streams, if you are a moderator on a channel, if you have noticed that a lot of messages that shouldn't be getting held in the chat, that the moderators have to approve, are getting held. And I'll try to show you one if one pops up here in a second while we talk about booby goats. Michael's Adventures, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, don't worry about it. Nobody's ever late. Nobody's ever late at all. I always appreciate every moment everybody could be here. I know Michael's Adventures is on a phone right now, so it's a little bit tougher than usual. Jesse Journals and Unboxes dropped a video today. I didn't get to actually see or even listen to that. I was there. I was literally driving in between gigs today during my full-time gig or job or whatever we want to call it, right? And but I had to be on the phone at the same time, so I wasn't able to even listen. I just had it running. But I will, when we get Jesse's channel up, I'll make sure to get that latest video and rewatch it. And what we'll do actually today, I'll show everybody how to hype a video. Scratch and PPA's premiere from yesterday. I wasn't there either. No, I got in there like 20 minutes before it started, but I couldn't be there. I try to aim sometimes while I'm working, but I can't predict. I can try to aim my jobs and the way that I drive so that I could be in the car at certain times or at least outdoors, but I couldn't on Tuesday. Yeah, I guess it's not going to happen as often as I think, but I'm always curious about the glitches. I don't know if everybody's seen all the different features. We're talking about this for over the last few weeks. 3-4 weeks ago, there was all kinds of glitches on YouTube. It almost went down for a couple of days for a lot of people. And I've been hearing a lot about people losing views, like drops in viewership. So let's say you're doing a live stream. You usually have 20 people there, but you only got 10. Or if you put out a video and it usually gets 30 views, you're only getting 15. Something like that, right? When we see things like this happen with YouTube, it's usually some kind of a sweep that they've done. They might have wiped out a bunch of fake channels or AI accounts or who knows what else and mixed up the algorithm and recommendation engine. But there's a few more features and little things I've seen lately, a button over here and a message over there and things like that. So we'll keep an eye on that. The important stuff we'll talk about. And then thank you, Covaction. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, Holla. I think it's just glitches, and they usually disappear after a couple of weeks, if I didn't say that earlier. That's what I meant to say earlier. Sometimes I start a sentence and then I move into 3 other subjects, but everybody here knows that already. And then Lisa J. Stocks dropped a super chat, so thank you for that. She's done that a million times before. We'll make sure her channel's the next one that we look at. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And then we will get back to spinning the wheel as we always do. And we still got lots of time today, well over 2 hours. And then Michael's Adventures will have a premiere for us for another half hour afterwards. And there you go. Yeah, Yes Nomad says that they've noticed a bit of a drop as well. So not to say it's set in stone. I'm just saying a few people have said this. I haven't even looked at my own stuff to see, but I've heard this from several people. Glitching Monday morning, so that was interesting, says Holla. Yeah, so we know something's going on. Whenever you see glitches on YouTube, it usually means, if it's more than once or carries on for a day or longer, that something is about to change. Maybe not today, but sometime in the next couple weeks we'll start to see these features pop up and everything like that. Booby Goats is up on the screen right now. So this is another creator that I'm still getting to know. She's given us a great chance to get to know her, as a matter of fact, it looks like in most of the videos here, and has some members-only content, which is great to see. Coolest carnivore on YouTube is interesting. When we look at the About section, let's see what they have to say. They figured they document fixing up their homestead and their latest weight loss experiment, the carnivore diet, the easiest diet they've ever done. So we've got a lot of friends that are going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living. Even weight gain is something that I struggle with, right? I say I struggle, I actually don't struggle back. That's the problem. I struggle with weight gain, and at some point have to do something a little bit more, but hopefully our friends will inspire me to make some better decisions as time goes on. And then we'll look at shorts over here, 11,000 on several of them. My dear goodness, they've got like a good half dozen here, over 10,000. And Booby Goats is now over 2,000 subscribers as well, and they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get to their channel. Oh, and then Just Jason Keto's picking up steam on some of his spring videos. One of the things you can notice, I mean, we wish every video would be evergreen, but even when they're not, sometimes you do things that are seasonal, right? Like around Christmas or around holidays or around summer, and you often see things start to pick up again. And Just Jason Keto's got a couple of stories for that, featuring especially a barbecue on his channel, which I'll show you when his channel comes up. I don't think I put him on the wheel yet. I meant to put him on the wheel. And then, yeah, that's okay. Dilo Flow Show. It's great when we do have a video that breaks out in any way at all. And basically the idea is we all wish we could make a video that everybody would like, you know, but it's almost impossible to do. I just heard the other day that Mr. Beast spends $150,000 on every thumbnail to make sure that it's right, which sounds ridiculous to all of us, but when you think about the staff that guy has and the millions of dollars that are getting thrown around over there all the time, it kind of makes sense, right? And the best we could do is plan on building a catalog of content, and what happens on every channel that I have run or touched, eventually a couple of videos start to take off and carry the whole channel. Only the top 10% could be the top 10%. It goes for everything in nature, including YouTube. Pardon me. So, and we never get to pick the winners. Most people, if not every single one that I've talked to, that has a couple of videos that have really broken out, that have really carried the channel, say they're shocked. Some of the videos they thought were going to be the best are not, and some of the videos they didn't think were going to go anywhere, they just put them up because. Those are the ones that flew. But it could be any mix, any kind of mix. And there you go. Yeah, Just Jason Keto says any video with Weber in the title. Obviously a popular brand of barbecue. I've had some success with that kind of stuff myself as well, just to reinforce the idea. Where I reviewed a tablet. It's my best performing video on my personal channel. And then, of course, when I reviewed another tablet, that video did not too terribly as well. It continues to gain traction. It's one of my best long-term performers. And then Together We Travel is up on the screen. One of the things we're looking for in our analytics and in our views and everything else is the idea that we can find patterns in some of the things that we're doing right. It's not the mistakes we're looking for to correct, although we'd like to, but if we can figure out how we can duplicate our own success when it happens, that's what is, you know, starts to get you the instinct to be able to better predict the videos and things that are best having your spent time on them, if that makes sense. Hilo Flow Show's never spent $150,000 on a thumbnail. Me either. I mean, they're important, but that's at a very different level than what we're talking about. Not quite the same thing, but I've said for many years, you know, we're mostly focused on the race to 10,000 subscribers. That's pretty much what we talk about here. Even when I'm given tidbits or my opinion, or, you know, I don't want to dare say advice, but you know what I mean. It's usually around that idea. And the way that I've always described it is there's bigger fish to fry on the other side of 10,000. When you start to go from 10,000 towards 100,000, it's a bit of a different game. The fundamentals are the same, but there's other things we can start to do because some of your videos have success. You're at a point where you can't answer every comment as easily anymore, and you have different strategy to think about, right? So we continue afterwards. Yes. Oh, I play the lottery every week. I promise you, 150,000 would be nice no matter how you slice it. Lisa J. Stocks is somebody who can help us understand what to do with that $150,000 if we do happen to make it or win it or come across it in any way. She helps us understand investing, and she's very forthcoming about her own portfolio, her own stock play. She talks about her own investments, the things she considers, and the reasons why she does the things she does. She gives very down-to-earth descriptions of some of the financial terminology that we hear all the time but might not understand so easily. She really breaks that stuff down. She talks about dollar cost averaging. She talks about dividends. She talks about ETFs and the reasons why she may or may not invest in those different things, as well as individual stocks and a little bit of crypto, and she stays right on top of the news as well. Just going to grab her latest video. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. She's posting all the time. I can't believe how far behind I've fallen so quickly. But she's posting every other day, it looks like, shorts on this channel. These have started to get into now 7,000, 7,700, 10,000 views on one. I think that's a fairly new one. And then she's got live streams as well. I've been lucky to catch her many times. So I caught her a couple weeks ago. She's had a lot of familiar faces here and introduces us to new friends that also want to help us, both with spiritual inspiration and the idea of helping when it comes to finance. So hopefully everybody will connect with Lisa J. Stock. She does pure Q&A in her live streams, whether she has a guest or if she's by herself, and I've been in there and engaged in the chat many times before. So hopefully everybody will connect with Lisa J. Stocks, and this creator's also monetized, lots of ways to push her or support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Simply Debbie Sue, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And thank you, Lisa J. Stocks, again, for another super chat. She's done that a million times before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. And then Grismatically Clever dropped a super chat just a moment ago as well, so we'll look at their channel right away. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And thank you, Jeremy D-Day. There's a couple channels in the chat. Jeremy D-Day and AceFlaw1 have been with me for 6 years, since before Superchat was even a thought. This channel started almost 6 years ago, and they were with me even longer than that, if you can imagine. Maybe 6.5 years by now. Vacation Family, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. I think this is your first time with us, but hopefully you're already meeting friends, and it's great to have you here for the first time, if I'm right about that. Hi Bear Nation is up on the screen right now. Grismatically Clever is actually a longtime friend, and forgive me because the handles are still tripping me up. I might be complaining about this forever after. So I forget that the name of the channel is Hi Bear Nation, even though Grismatically Clever is the handle we see in the chat. I also see Charlene Heel, but I know that that's Charlene Heel. So that one's much easier for me to wrap my head around, let's just say. Hey, Kevin, would you stop talking nonsense and just keep talking about channels? I know that's what everybody's thinking. Hi, Bear Nation. At 558 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 600. We know that they're thinking about it. I see they got a lot of music videos coming out lately, so I'm assuming they're using the Suno system. I'm just going to take their latest video, put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to see what they've been up to lately. And then they've got shorts on the channel. These have started to get now towards almost 900, almost 1,000, and one over 1,500 views, which is great to see. And it looks like quite a big mix. And then they've got quite a bit of video gameplay here. I like playing, there's an 8-ball pool game on the phone that I've played with Kid Wonder, who's also a member here in the Tuber Chat family. And we played on his channel actually for about an hour. And then Fortnite, I think we're seeing again. Am I wrong about that? Oh, no, that's still the same game. Billiards bot? I haven't seen that before. Unless that's part of Fortnite. Maybe it looks like part of Fortnite. Yeah, I might be mistaken. So Grismatically Clever's been up to quite a bit here. Hopefully everybody will connect with them and push them towards the 600 subscribers we know they're thinking about. D's Creative Hands Crochet. And thank you for thank you for the super chat. Oh yes, I always share for everybody when I'm there. I share on Reddit frequently, and one of the biggest reasons why is because you can get some traffic there. So I wonder if I can carefully show everybody what on earth I'm talking about with Reddit. But thank you again, Grismatically Clever, for another super chat. They've done that before. And D's Creative Hands Crochet, I certainly do appreciate that. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Oh, and then they've been here before a while ago. Vacation Families, also from Canada, says, yes, Nomads. I happen to be in Niagara Falls. And then what we're looking at, D's Creative Hands Crochet. So I mentioned the idea of sharing on Reddit. I'm just going to see if I can pull Reddit up and not have a disaster here, because I don't know if I have not suitable for work set up on this thing. I'm unsure. I mean, I don't usually follow stuff that's not. So Reddit can be a really interesting place. It can be very dark and very evil, but essentially it's one of the world's biggest websites. And it has, it works similar to what I consider a group of like Facebook groups, let's just say. So you have these things called subreddits. And these, we have one here called Tuber Chat. So now it's been actually growing pretty rapidly because it was like 400 people. I think, what did it say? There's 700 or something now. I forget how many people it said are in the group now. And then basically what happens though is in every subreddit, you can share different things. You can share thoughts, you can just type, you can share images, people ask for opinions, there's lots of reviews. And for anybody that's used any AI, you're going to notice that ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all that stuff, they're all looking to Reddit for some of their information, because Reddit's been around forever, right? And it can be awful if you are not well versed. Like, it takes a bit of a learning curve to understand how the community works here. You don't want to make a video of, let's say, a trip to New York City and then put it in a subreddit of New York City. People will just start slamming you with, you don't know what you're doing, and they troll and they harass and every other thing. And it sounds scary the way I'm putting it, but I promise you it can be very dark and evil. And what we did, though, is I made a subreddit where the whole purpose is for us to share our YouTube video. So anybody can share their YouTube video here, and you don't have to worry about that trolling and harassment and nonsense, because that's what this is for. So very important on Reddit that if you're going to be there, you got to learn the ideas behind what should be posted where, asking permission. And every subreddit has some kind of an introduction speech like what I've got here. And there's usually moderators. You can reach out to them and you can talk to them about whether or not you can post your stuff. But aside from all of that, the benefit to Reddit, why would I use something if it could be so harsh? Because the benefit of it is so great. When you share something for somebody, and I'm going to do that again for Dee's Creative Hands Crochet right now. I'll do it right now, and I'll show you how it works, and then we'll go and look at it in a second. So I'm going to take their latest, actually, maybe what I'll do, let me see what they've got for titles here. Okay, I'm going to take a video, and I'm going to share it. I'm going to share their latest video. I'm going to put this, I'm going to click on the video. I think I'm logged in on Chrome here. And then I'm going to just hit the Reddit button. Hopefully you saw that. I did it kind of quick there. When you click the share button, right, you could do this on a phone too. I'll give the thumbs up, by the way. I'll hit the share button and I'll click on the Reddit icon. And I use X and Reddit over here all the time for this stuff. You can also do a community post right there for anybody's video. But I'm going to put Reddit. And what happens is right away I get to this share screen. You have to already be a part of the subreddit or community. Like I said, it works kind of like a Facebook group kind of thing. So I'm already a member of it, of course, so I'm going to select it. And then sometimes different subreddits, if it makes any sense the way I'm putting it, they let you flag your post or put a tag on it that kind of tells people what it might be. So in Tuber Chat, we have like, you could tell people it's a video, a live stream, a community post, whatever you're sharing. And then I have a couple of extra ones for Tuber Chat or our copyright-free music channel. But I'm going to say video because that's what this is. And then I'm just going to go ahead and post it. You can schedule it if you want to. But I'm just going to go ahead and post, right? And then what happens is, let me get rid of my other window because we don't need it now. You notice that came up right here. Winners of the Tusnian Tote Contest, right? Now, sometimes it's going to pop up an image, but sometimes it's just going to pop up a little icon or something. Doesn't matter. Basically, what happens is now, if somebody is on Reddit and they're searching or they're browsing, your link to your video might come up suggested, or it might come up as something that they find when they search. So I have heard from several creators in the Tuber Chat family that they have gotten a tiny amount of traffic from Reddit, more than probably Facebook, more than probably Instagram, more than probably TikTok for all the sharing that we do, because Reddit is meant for that idea. The whole idea is you put links or ideas onto the platform and then you discuss them with other people. So if you put a link to a video, you show everybody, hey, you looking for a recipe? I've got a recipe. You looking for an idea for some yarn? I got an idea for some yarn, and then people can find it. So this is why I use it to share for everybody, but it's really easy to do. Really, really easy. And there you go. Yeah, just Jason Keto. Took him about 5 minutes to get kicked out. Same for me. First YouTube video I posted was a hotel review of a hotel in Ontario, Canada. I put it in the Ontario subreddit and got slammed. You don't know what you're doing. You're a scam artist, blah, blah, blah. And that was the end of that. So that's, I've been on Reddit for a long time, long enough to understand how it works and what it is. Not saying I know everything, not saying I'm an expert, certainly not. Only for the fact that I use it for us to share people's videos. Most of you know that. If I've been in any premiere or live stream on your channel, you know I've shared it on Reddit almost always. And then my love, Kristen Walton, is in the house. Thank you for coming in. I don't think anybody except for Kristen and Jason. Well, Kristen knew I was going to put that thing up. It was half her idea. But Jason might have caught that, but I think that's it. And then Pete probably caught it because Pete's always watching. But Oh, never been on Reddit. Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't have to. Nobody has to. I know that I come around to everybody's channel and I'm sharing on Reddit just because it's so fast and easy to do. It's as fast as Twitter, and it has probably more impact than even Twitter does. You know what I mean? It's literally a couple of clicks. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, not last year, a couple of years ago, I was in like the top 9% of people in the world for sharing on Reddit because I share so much. But that's all it is just in case, you know, maybe D's Creative Hands Crochet is going to talk about a Tasmanian toad, if I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me if I'm not. If somebody happens to search that term, their link might come up. Somebody might go watch their video. And we know that we need every view we can get, especially when it comes over time. You know, if you're getting an extra view a week out of some link that's out there on the internet that you never have to touch again, then, you know, it can be helpful. I don't know. You know what I mean. So forgive me if it sounds like nonsense what I say, but I promise you in the tiniest bit it helps. So Terry, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Okies Eden is here. I know you're here at the beginning of the stream. And there you go. Jody Genealogy says it shows up in searches as well. Often you probably see Reddit stuff show up in Google search results. That might be what Jody's talking about as well. I could be wrong. D's Creative Hands Crochet is up on the screen, and I'm going to take that video and put it into a playlist so I can watch it as well. What this creator is going to do is bring us live streams as well, but they've got some shorts here at 2,500, 2,800, 3,100 views, and then live streams. So they got plenty coming up. I'm going to set notifications for a bunch of these right now. I caught them the other day. Oh, for the birthday, of course, yes. I try never to miss anybody's birthday or milestones like anniversaries, monetization celebrations, things. So if anybody has something special coming up, I know you can't sit there and message every single person you want to come. But if you have a moment and can message me, I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. I will always try to be there, even if I got to sneak in while I'm working or just peek in quickly or something, especially for those special events. And then when we look at this channel, we're going to see a lot of yarn first of all. But this creator, actually the magic happens when they bring us the live streams, as you can see. Oh, and they've been on for 4 years too, so that's cool also if I understand right. So hopefully everybody will connect with D's Creative Hands Crochet. Thank you for another super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And this creator's monetized, so lots of ways to support them as well, including super chats and memberships when we get to their channel. Chef CV is in the house. Good to see you here. I'm going to get you onto the wheel right away, and it's time for me to spin. So let us get that happening right now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I think I'm too excited today. I'm screaming at the camera again. I don't mean to do that. I scream at the microphone. Many of us who live stream get like way louder than we need to be and don't realize it until we lose our voice. But we should be good for another couple of hours. And there we go. D's Creative Hand Crochet says they have a hand-dyed yarn sale scheduled for Tuesday, the 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern, so this coming Tuesday. Tim Mitchell's in the house, of course, never too far behind Chef CV. I'm going to get them on the wheel. Our friends from Seattle. And we're going to talk about Six Bows is back. This is a creator that's been with us almost from the beginning. She's been with us like 5 years or something like that. I've caught her many times for live streams. She's caught us many times as well, millions of times between us, I'm sure. She's got some members only content, which is great to see. YouTube's really trying to push that with creators right now. We've all got to make the right decisions for our channels, but I'm happy to see people using features that YouTube's putting out, right, to try to draw in some of that extra activity, extra views, extra benefit for members and things like that. Six Poses Back is really going to bring us into her life. So this creator gives us a description of the things she's going to bring. She does much more than this, but she says she's a mom cooking. She brings skincare, life, grocery hauls, and she does much more. I've seen her a million times, either shopping. She brings us into her life. I saw her have a refrigerator delivered one day. She takes us both indoors and outdoors. And she's always engaging to the chat. She's like right on the chat and a truly dynamic host, always has been. I'm just going to put her shorts up here and see how these have done. One at 95,000, one over 101,000, another at 286,000, and a newer one at 390,000 views, which is great to see, my dear goodness. And then live streams on the channel. I have a feeling the title's helping that thumbnail there. I know it goes without saying, but you can see sometimes you see a video that's got like a ton of views and then you're like, oh, I can tell why. Well, yeah, after the video's already got the views. Sure, it's easy for me to say that. Live streams on the channel as well. Six Poses Back is going to live stream frequently. And same thing, she could be home, she could be out. I've seen her cook a million meals. I've seen her do a million shopping trips and hauls. And like I said, for some reason, I never forget the refrigerator being delivered day. And then Mickey's Adventures, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to try to catch Six Poses Back second channel. Oh, for the life of me. 6 daughters in a row. I'm still trying to remember the name of this channel. So this is another channel that she's got set up. 115 subscribers, which is great to see. That first 100 is an important and exciting milestone. This creator as well has brought shorts, videos, and live streams by the look of it. So, oh, this says 6's first channel, as a matter of fact. And then 3,500, 5,900 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. And she's doing some more cooking up to a few months ago. So she's posting here occasionally. So I'm not sure if she's got this set up as a backup channel or if this was an original one. I don't know the story of it. I just know that she's got the two. And I would have forgot if you didn't mention it today. So thank you for that again. I can't remember every creator when they have more than one channel, or what happens is I'll forget and think about it afterwards, after their channel's been on the screen. But Six Poses Back has been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter all this time, literally talking about years of friendship. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So the next channel we're looking at, the Master of All Movies Prestwood DVD Collector. This creator is going to share their Blu-ray and DVD collections with us, and they continue adding to their collection all the time. I caught them for a live stream the other day, and she does a great job of engaging the chat while she's on as well. But it was just coincidence that I think the first DVD or Blu-ray that she showed was one of my favorite movies of all time, which is the Facebook movie, if anybody hasn't seen it already, The Social Network. That's a movie I now used to fall asleep to. I've probably fallen asleep to it like 50 times. And I'm not exaggerating either, but I really did like that movie. It's very slow-paced. You know, it's not like an action or a comedy or anything like that. There's a tiny amount of comedy in it, I guess you could say. But spoiler alert for anybody who didn't see it 20 years ago. But I'm always excited to see something that I recognize, probably like anybody at all. So Sarah Presswood is doing live streams pretty frequently by the look of it now, because after that stream the other day, she was on again. Videos on the channel where she's going to show more of the collection and the things she's adding. Shorts on the channel getting into 2,200, 2,400, 6,900 views. And then live streams on the channel we already looked at. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Master of All Movies Prestwood DVD Collector, and we'll push this channel towards the 1,200 subscribers we know that she's thinking about. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then Dillo Flow Show has a tip. They found out that Adobe has a short maker. So the way that they're describing it reminds me of Opus Clip, right? And there's more platforms starting to do this. You can almost do that kind of thing with AI now. And I personally just switched this past weekend from ChatGPT, which I still use. They give you a free month when you try to cancel, to Claude Cowork and Claude Code. And it is really kind of amazing the kind of things that can be done. Claude Cowork is a thing that you can use. They have a desktop application and a mobile application. You can basically have it take over your whole computer, go on websites for you. I would not recommend anybody here play around with that with YouTube, making it comment for you and stuff, because you can get your channel destroyed, taken away, and never to return. So we have to be very careful with that stuff. But I just started experimenting this weekend and very excited about letting everybody know about the things that I find, because I believe you're going to be able to build your own shorts clipper, if we want to call it that, like what Opus has and what Adobe seems to have and things like that. I haven't used one yet, but anything I've done I've chopped myself. But the idea of being able to use AI to help is a great idea. And then the source, the source is looking for Saturday Night Fever, I think. I've got them on the wheel. And then, hopefully, again, I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Tuber Chat Clippers. Yeah, I did try to start I started up the idea of like a Tuber GPT, custom GPT from Chat GPT. And the problem is that, at least at the time I tried to do it, you had to be a paying user to use it. So for anybody to be able to get the tiny amount of help it was going to give, you'd have to spend like 20 American dollars a month just to have ChatGPT, just to use it. So it's okay, forget it. But that's just part of experimenting, part of learning. I always like to get on every platform, learn how every single thing works. I've used now ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, and Jasper, I think, was the first one I used a couple of years ago. But I'm using those every day. ChatGPT I've been using every day for almost a year now, probably a year. And then just switched to Claude Code. So we'll see. Or Claude Cowork is what I mean to say. Same thing. Fairbrick Studio, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then Tim Mitchell says Opus Clip works. You just got to keep your eye on them. What I recommend always, you'll hear it in many things that I've said already, is that a lot of what I do is I use AI to help. So I would run a script through AI, let's just say, if I was going to chop shorts out, right? I would run the script through AI or let it like look at the video. And I would say, tell me what you think about chopping out these shorts. And then I'll make my own decision, because I might want to chop them the way that I want to do it, kind of thing. But AI can certainly help. The one thing we have to do is just be aware, if you were going to use AI and let it do all of the work or 99% of the work, then some of the platforms like YouTube are starting to suppress that right now. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then the Bud Files is here. I've got them on the wheel. They've been with us for probably 5 years as well. Yeah, member for 45 months. Look at that. They've been a member for almost 4 years. And whenever somebody's a member on a channel, almost always they've actually been a part of that channel's family for even longer. Just chasing keto is making me laugh in the chat. And then Scratch and PPA up on the screen is a beloved and dedicated moderator. Every moderator on this channel is a longtime dear friend of mine. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things. One of the things that all of them have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, like Jesse today or Pete yesterday or Jason on Friday, you will be able to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Superchat. And Kristen Welton has a new series of videos coming out next week. I'm not sure if she has any more teasers. I didn't ask about that. I don't think I asked about that. She put out a teaser, and then I know that April 8th, next Wednesday, literally today, next week, she's got another video and a special series starting. She's put a lot of work into that as well. Actually, what she did is a different way of looking at AI. So she used AI for inspiration. And one of the things that, like, I've talked to her about, but we both, I think, are using, if I'm not mistaken, is the idea of using AI like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever to make sure we're not forgetting anything. You know, here's my idea. Here's what I want to do. I don't need a script because I'm never going to use a script anyway. There's nothing wrong with using scripts. I just don't. What I do is what they teach you in 7th or 8th grade when you're making speeches, right? Most people, I think, have to do that, if not all of us. And when they teach you to make a speech, if you remember, they teach you, like, sure, you can memorize your speech, but it's better to memorize the subject you're talking about. Then you could just have those little cue cards with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 notes on it, and all you have to do is read the note, and then you know how to talk. The same way that you hear me say the same thing a million times, but it just might sound the tiniest bit different here in Tuber Chat, because I don't need to remember the exact script. I already know what I'm talking about. When I say, you know, a moderator on this channel, they're all friends of each other, but they all let everybody connect the same way we do here. You know, I could say that a million different ways. I don't have to read the script every time. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with scripts, but I just want to share what we're doing with AI, because I'm so excited about it. I am thoroughly amused, I promise you, and enthralled by it all. But I want to make sure that when we get the little things that are going to help to win, then, you know, those are shared with the community, and then people can add, you know, more to each other's ideas, if that makes any sense, right? And then, oh, let me pull this channel up because I got to read the name of it. I forget the, DeVeo Alliance Community Church, I think was right. Yes, DeVeo Alliance Community Church is in the house. You'll recognize the name in the chat that I'm talking about, DACC there. But it's great to have you in the house. Wheats Art has been put on the wheel as well. They're a member. We always put members and moderators on the wheel right away as soon as we see them in the chat. And that's a great idea, yes, Nomads. Even I do that. When I'm talking to AI or ChatGPT or whichever one about ideas for YouTube, it's always, I always add in, and I always say take your time and be thorough. I always put mine on the extended thinking mode, like the longest, you know, take your time, be thorough, really do the best job that you can when you come back to me and give me the, make sure I'm not forgetting anything and add anything that I may not have thought about. And it, sure enough, it comes back with things that I might have missed, right? One of the things we don't want to do is put out a video and then say, oh, I forgot to do like 3 things. I'm sure it happens to all of us. It's happened to me too. But we want to minimize it. AI can help with that. Simply Debbie Sue is still in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I feel like I missed another channel coming in. I don't mean to. Greenland Quilter Katie's coming in, gifting a membership. She's done that a million times before. We'll look at her channel next because we always put Super Chatters and membership gifters onto the screen. As soon as those things happen, then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. We'll take a break in a couple of minutes here. I'll give my voice a rest and we can all grab a drink or do the things we need to do. And then Travel Off Book 7, good to see you in the house as well. They happen to be a member. I'm going to put them on the wheel. Members and moderators are always added as soon as I see them in the chat, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if I'm saying everything correctly today. I'm tripping over my words for some reason. And then Scratch and PPA is up on the screen. So this is a beloved and dedicated moderator known as a shining jewel in the Tuber Chat family, not just for what he does here, which is literally miraculous, but for what he does for everybody else. I think for every single person that's ever connected with Scratch and PPA, they really have no choice but to say that he is, as a minimum, one of their most supportive supporters. He is literally seeming to be everywhere all the time and supporting everyone. I run into him every day in different people's premieres and live streams. And Scratch and PPA has a channel of his own. I was lucky enough to have known this creator for a brief period before they even started making content or naming the channel. I knew them as PA. And they've gone through a couple of minor changes, and recently what I consider to be a bit of a major change. They haven't changed their style and format. They've just changed some of the detail. There's more to it now, is kind of what I would say. And when we look at Scratch and PPA, what we see is the Scratch Challenge series of videos. He's done a couple of other things, which I'll talk about. But he basically pits 2 lottery tickets against each other and then offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. I keep calling it Twitter, but X is what I mean. And this creator's always had presentation at the forefront of their mind. Their video editing skills have been complimented since their very first production over 5.5 years ago. And Scratch and PPA, this creator, recently, it's as far back as January now, so we're starting to get into like almost 3 months ago, but this creator actually changed up the video style in the slightest way, and what I mean by that is they actually put even more production value into their videos now. So I already said their video editing skills have been complemented over the last 5.5 years, and even more so now. Because when you think about how lottery scratch tickets work, they're not all exactly the same. And that means that he has to change his videos based on how the games work. And since he's bringing different tickets all the time and giving us the chance to vote, he's all but forced to work on whatever comes up based on what everybody's voting for in the social networks, which is great to see, and a lesson can be taken from that as well. So I was not able to be in the premiere this past Tuesday, so I've got to go over that video. Still, I haven't seen it. And Scratch and PPA is now working on 2,700 subscribers. He's a fellow Canadian, only a couple hours away from me, actually, and monetized. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. His banner is updated every single week, if you can imagine, which matches the thumbnails that feature the lottery tickets, which we would expect, a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series, and they all match his bright, beautiful avatar as well, which is great to see and somewhat expected now from Scratch and PPA. When we look at his live stream page, we see that he brought us his very first live stream from a trip that he took to Italy 2.5 years ago. And I was lucky enough to be in the chat at the time, and he showed us around the area he was staying in Italy. He's got shorts on the channel, and during that trip to Italy 2.5 years ago, he brought us some vlogging style shorts, which was a new type of idea, actually, giving us a look around all the different areas he visited, but some Italian lottery tickets as well, which we otherwise might not have seen. Then he returned to Italy this past summer and brought us an entire series of new short videos featuring more Italian lottery tickets. So hopefully everybody will check those out. I recognize most of the tickets that I see, or at least some of them, a good percentage of them, on the thumbnails here and in his videos, because I think we actually have crossed paths shopping in the same stores, probably maybe even more than once. So he plays a lot of he brings into his video series a lot of ones that I really like. And you can see that when you get to his premiere. So every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, and hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. And then, hopefully, I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know Stephen Wire came in. I'm going to put them on the wheel. The jackpot, April Fools. Yeah, unfortunately, right? Praying for Scratch and PPA to catch a big win. And then praying that he'll still be in the chat after. Could you imagine? What are we going to do if Scratch and PPA wins some $1 million scratch ticket? I think they go up to $1 million now, right? I think there's ones, isn't there ones of multi-millions? Between the different like prize payouts on these. I'm old enough to remember when 100,000 was like a max on like the encore tickets and stuff that we have in Ontario when we play the 49 number lotteries. But the scratch tickets, these have started to get like kind of out of control when it comes to the amounts that they give. My favorite are the ones that pay out weekly. Like, so they'll say cash for life, $1,000 a week or $2,000 a week. I'm like, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Well, that's a dream. My dear goodness. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. And like I said, we can vote on the content of his videos. So there's a lesson that can be taken in the way that he's brought the social networks into not just promote his videos, but bring interactivity. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. We'd love to push this creator towards that 2,700. And then Greenland Quilter Katie is coming up when we get back from a quick break. We'll go for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do, I'm going to play another clip from our interview series. This is where Curmudgeon, Alaska joined me for a conversation. We talked for well over an hour about how they got over 10,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel. When we talk about your channel and what you bring on YouTube, you're very forthcoming, you and Sarah both, about the idea that you want to share your life with everybody, which you do. Now, from what we've known each other quite some time now, I think it's getting on a couple of years. Forgive me if it's not longer than that, Rob. But what I see is authenticity in your true willingness to share. My imagination tells me that the magic on your channel is that people who are thinking the way that you do find your content and it just clicks with them because they're like, yes, exactly. And that introduction video that you've got featured on the front page today is a perfect example. But I really want to know what you think, because I can have my impression looking through a screen at your content, but where do you think the magic comes in your channel?
We try to keep it as simple as possible. If you see some of our earlier videos, we had an intro, and we noticed we call it a hockey stick effect.
Okay.
Where the videos go like this and they flatline.
Yeah.
So we actually did away with any intros. I might talk for a couple seconds, but then it goes right into the video. And I think that's part of what's been helping, because I started right around the time that the channel really took off. And it seems to help a lot. Trying to add fluff, I don't want to do that. I want to see what's going on. You know, occasionally I might throw in a nice photo or a quick clip, but I don't focus. I want people to see exactly how we're doing it, how we're living, what we're doing it, and how we're doing it. Because if I add fluff, you know, to me it's kind of taking it away.
Yes.
You know, I want to see, you know, the authenticity of what we're doing here, and not try to either over dramatize it or over simplify it.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing simple about being out here.
It doesn't seem like it, no.
And to dramatize it is just silly.
Yeah.
Because it's not real drama. I don't want nothing to do with it. You know, I want it to be real. I want it to be how Sarah and I are. And how you see us interact in our videos is how we interact together and off camera.
It seems that way. It really does. I think you both have, you know, we use the word charisma. It's not quite the right word, but you know what I mean. And I think people can get your authenticity. When you talk about the idea of intros, that's a great tip. I know a lot of our friends won't like to hear it, but when you take the intros out of your videos or cut them very, very short, videos might do better. I've had the same success myself. Everything doubled, tripled, and quadrupled the second I took them off. All right, we're just about back. I cleared off quite a few names on the wheel, but I just raced to do it. So forgive my clunky return to what we're doing here. Cove Action, just please let me know if you're still in the house. And then Matt and Mouse actually just might have dropped a highlighted milestone message, if I'm not mistaken, and taken over the stream boss position, which is really cool as an idea, because highlighted milestone messages in a chat are a free bonus for anybody who's an official member on a channel where they are enabled, right? I imagine most creators just leave them enabled. And it's cool because as a free bonus, you have one message per month that can fly through any chat like a super chat. And then it affects the other things on the screen for people who are using OBS or Streamlabs desktop like I am, like the Stream Boss under the camera here. Every super chat membership and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of that Stream Boss. And the last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel. So Matt and Mouse is still here. Oh, I thought I had them on the wheel. Forgive me, sometimes I wipe out like 2 or 3 names at a time, but then I'm like looking after. So Matt and Mouse is here, and I think I've got just about everybody else still. So, Bacon Runner, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Mr. Fulton Miraz. Yeah, I wish I'd win $1 million. Mr. Fulton Miraz playing an April Fool's joke on me, I think. Mr. Fulton Miraz has been a friend of over 6 years as well, as long as Jeremy D-Day, as long as Ace Flaw 1. About that wallet, there's a creator. We saw them in a thumbnail today, I believe, on Lisa J. Stock's channel. Good to see you in the house. I'm very happy that we have channels that are going to help us with our finances, because it's my personal opinion that there's not enough financial education in any of our school systems anywhere in the world at all. And, you know, we have to rely on our parents and our friends, but what are you going to do if your parents and your friends are no good with money either? And, you know, not that I want to be negative about it, I'm just saying we need as much information as we can get so that we can make our own best decisions and have the best chance at even learning. You know, it's more important than ever before. So, Greenland Quilter Katie is up on the screen right now. This is a creator. Actually, she sent a message in the chat. I'll talk about her channel in a second. But she mentioned the idea of asking everybody here if anybody makes videos like intros for channels. She's really thinking about her live streams. But many of us use intros on our videos or live streams and things like that. I would be much more of a fan of an intro on a live stream than on a video, but that's only in my personal experience, right? My personal videos, started doing a lot better when I started to take the intros off. And you've heard me say that in that interview, especially with Curmudgeon Alaska. But that's just opinion. We all have to do what we, you know, think is best when it comes to the idea of live streams and things like that. We've had an intro on the Tuber Chat live streams, probably from the beginning, but at least for 5 years, because that helps. It gives a few minutes for everybody to get in and get settled. And there's Cove Action right now. It didn't take long to get a haircut. Chuck, my dear goodness. Yeah, my haircuts are getting faster these days. Starting to feel not worth it anymore. Nopers Plays, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then so Greenland Quilter Katie is looking for a way to make a 30-second mini trailer. So, yeah, if you look around at the AI systems, if you try like typing that into Google or something, there might be something that will just somewhat easily make something for you. Like there's a app called Veed, which I have played around with, V-E-E-D, Veed as in video, like Veed. And then in video, literally the word in as in into, like in video, right, is another one that I've used to play around with a little bit. And I can't remember the other ones. There's tons of them out there now. But people are often using that Suno system, like for music, right? Where those come out at about 3 minutes because it wants to make a whole song. But what somebody could do, I'm not saying this is a good idea. This is one that I wouldn't do, but you could, right? Is take like the transcripts of your videos and put them into Suno and make songs, right? You could. Silver Assassin, metal detecting. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. The source is still here. I wasn't sure. We'll get the source back on the wheel. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Greenland Quilter Katie. So if anybody does make intros or wants to talk to her about that, then by all means reach out. And anybody can kind of mix up that kind of stuff all the time. The best idea is to get a friendship started. Like say hello, start meeting creators, and then having conversations when you're connected with people, right? But if you want to, you can put things like that out here. It's actually a great way that people can monetize their YouTube journey. Not saying your channel, but if you literally like want to make money on YouTube or want to make money through YouTube, one of the things you could do is do work for other people. You could trade favors. So if there's something you like to do and somebody else doesn't like to do, you could trade. Or you can get paid to do stuff. When I started on YouTube, I started with somebody else's channel, and for many years, half of my full-time job was working on YouTube videos. So you can imagine how much money that must have been, right? So these things are no joke, and people are putting work out on Fiverr and Upwork and these other websites, or just talking together. You know what I mean? Yeah, that makes sense, Greenland Quilter Katie, what you say. So not that I want to harp on the AI thing, but what AI can do is it could take a bunch of stuff. If you had a bunch of clips, let's just say, you could fire those together or get somebody to fire them together, get together what you think for an intro, and AI can kind of splice the videos to a 90% level. It really could do the whole job, but it can get it to a level that makes the editing easier. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I have not done that yet, but one could, is what I'm saying. So the question comes down to, when we think about wanting something like that, I imagine like an intro for a channel for live streams, right? The question is, how long is it going to take to get it done? Because even if you're going to get people to help you, right? Are you hoping to have it today, or are you hoping to have it a month from now? Because if you got a month, sure, you can shop around, ask people, give them clips, let somebody take time doing it. If you really want to have it done quickly, I mean, I'm a patient person, but I let things go on way too long sometimes, then, you know, some of these things can just help. That's the idea. When I harp about AI, it's just because I wish everybody would learn as much as you could stand about it, because it's coming whether we like it or not. It's here already. The world has changed in ways that I can't even articulate. I tried describing the things that I'm doing with it now and the things I'm learning, and I can't even get the thoughts out because it's so new and overwhelming that you can literally put an AI system on your computer now and it could do everything for you. It can control the whole computer as if it was a human. Then you could just text it literally on iMessage if you want to, and it'll just do anything that you want. Anything that can be done by a computer or online, it could do. It'd be like, make me a website like Apple, and it'll just do it. And I'm not kidding. Not that that's a good idea either, but I'm just saying. So that's just me harping about it because I'm so excited. That's why. Driving Daily, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. They're on every day. Every day. So, Greenland Quilter Katie, yeah, I understand. I would bet that photographers probably feel that way about the fact that we all have iPhones in our pockets that are 10 times better than any camera they were using 10 years ago, no matter how expensive the lenses are. You know what I mean? So what AI is going to do, I know a lot of people are worried about, like, is AI going to take our jobs and things like this? If I understand right, that's what people thought when machinery came out, like when Ford started. It's not him only, but you know what I mean? The assembly line, you know, and people thought, like, well, they used to have to put the cars together and now the robots are going to do it. Think about people who used to paint cars, right? On an assembly line, they had to be painted, and they didn't have robot systems yet that were able to just do it, but eventually they did. And now nobody paints cars anymore, because why would you? The robot does it better. And the idea is that it's not necessarily going to take our jobs. It looks like it right now. I know people talk about unemployment, but I don't know what's true when we look at the news and this and that. It's scary stuff. But if we learn how to harness it, if we learn how to use it, we have a chance to be the leaders. We have a chance to be the 1%. We already know enough to get videos up on YouTube. That's more than enough to be able to use AI systems. And I'm not saying we need to, right? Again, I don't want to harp it and force it on anybody. I just wish we would learn, because it can enhance. That's what it can do. It can, I use it to help me make sure I'm not forgetting anything and make sure I'm going to be thorough. If I was ever going to write a book, of course I would use AI to help with that. I'd look over it before I put something out and probably change a lot of things, because I'm, really like that. But, you don't have to. But AI can do some of the work. But otherwise, I never would have put a book out anyway. I was never going to sit there and write a book. In my opinion, it takes a year to write a book. I don't know. I've never written one, but you know what I mean. And then Canva can really help. But a little bit of a mix. We're not going to be able to avoid it for very long anyway. I mean, YouTube's got it in the system. And every day there's brand new integrations where companies are just putting it in. They're not even going to tell us anymore. I wouldn't be shocked if the whole algorithm and recommendation on YouTube has been run by AI for the last 2 years already. So I know I'm talking a lot. Lots of jobs can be replaced by AI, but there's lots of people who are going to have to help with that. Look at ATMs. When I was in 10th grade, I think it was 10th or 11th grade, I took a marketing class in high school. It's the only class I think I remember anything from. And they talked about the idea that soon, and if you can imagine, that for me is at the end of the 80s. And I'm not kidding. That's, I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s and was finished with high school around 1990, let's say, right? So in the 80s, right, we're talking 1988, 89 would have been the years when the teacher was telling us there's not going to be people in banks anymore. You don't need the people because there's going to be these ATMs, and we're just going to go and use a machine like a computer for our banking, which a lot of us do. But when I walk into banks myself, I'm in Canada, but when I walk into any of the banks that I need to go into, there's still tellers. There could be a little bit less, but I'm not even sure about that. The two banks that I go into, there's 2 or 3 of them at all times, and those are small branches. So while there is a lot that's going to change, they said the same thing when computers came out. Computers are going to take all our jobs. They didn't. We just have different jobs now. And we're able to do a lot more. Same thing. AI is going to change the world. We're not even going to recognize it, I think, 5 years from now. Probably sooner, but you know what I mean. And not saying I'm right either. Absolutely. These are my opinions. I'm excited about it. I love computers. I love tech. Of course, I was going to be like, one of the first people to be attacking every single thing I see when it comes to the internet. But we'll see. And there you go. Dilo Flow is writing a book right now. Dilo Flow Show. Yes, Nomads, yeah. Yeah, and here's the thing too. So here's a defense on the other side, if that makes sense. I just get so wrapped up in this, but I think it's important for us all to, again, share information and have different opinions so that we can make our own decisions, right? So this is why I'm forcing my opinion on everybody. When it comes to the idea of I don't know. I want to say us adapting. I'm kind of dancing around trying not to say the same thing a million times. The idea that we have to adapt, we certainly will. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's okay. I'm tripping. We'll get over our. I'll stop with the AI. We'll get moving into channels because I can go on about this too long. I'm way too excited right now. And then there you go about that wallet. Forgive me. What I was going to say is just the fact that when I see a video that is 100% AI, I turn it off. And people are going to do that for a long time. I promise you, not everybody, but a lot of people. It's like listening to live music, and you find out that a song was created by AI. We like it when we make them. We'll listen to our own or the ones from our friends, but nobody's going to start a radio station in the traditional sense that's all AI. I can't imagine that, not today. Maybe someday, but not today, So, I personally, I just today I watched a video, I forget what it was, something to do with Claude, and I'm watching it, and I could tell that it was AI. You could still tell, and I was like, I'm turning that off, because I want to hear from humans, right? The AI, no matter how good it gets, I don't believe is going to be able to completely replace what humans do for one reason alone. Not that I know anything about psychology or chemical, biology or anything like that, but the chemical reactions that happen within the human body, things that make the nervous system work the way it does, sending the messages through our brain, through our body with electrical impulses or whatever it is, the AI can't simulate that feeling. You can tell it your entire history, but it wasn't there. It doesn't feel the emotion. Maybe someday they'll be able to simulate it, but not today. So we still have that. You know what I mean? Human. It's almost like I heard the other day, Daniel Priestley is somebody I recently started following this year, and he does a lot of motivational stuff and business stuff and this and that, right? But one of the things that he mentioned is, to the younger generation, you really got to talk to a bunch of older people. And it's very easy for people who are younger, like let's say high school students or in their 20s, to think that people who are 50, 60, 70 years old or whatever may not have the same, I had a guy, literally just a friend that I work with the other day, yesterday or the day before, say to me, you're really on top of technology for an old guy, or what? Because he's 30, right? And I'm 50, I'm over 50 now, but the fact that he even thinks that way is like, dude, I could teach you so much, but you don't know, right? Because we understand. So if people could understand that it truly is wisdom that comes out. I'm not saying I'm wise. I'm just saying life experience gives you different ways of describing ideas to people, if that makes any sense. The difference is, in different generations, the language, the words that people use. Somebody might laugh if I say, I'm going to go sit on the Chesterfield right now, because people call it a sofa. There was a couple of decades where we were calling it a couch, right? Where you could say, I'm going to go out on the porch, or I'm going to go out on the veranda, or I'm going to go out on the lanai, and people will laugh. Family Guy, I think, in South Park have made jokes about this, and it's funny. I like those jokes as well, but it's true. So just because somebody speaks a little bit differently, we might automatically think look at this guy. He can't possibly know what I know, and that's too bad, because actually, when I was a kid and people were teaching me about computers, when Apple II came out and I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, whatever it was, the guys who were teaching me, they were the 50-year-old guys at the time. So it was the opposite, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying, who knows? We all feel differently about this stuff. And then how do I feel about AI writing books based on podcast episodes? I mean, people are going to do it anyway. The idea of writing a book and then the idea of getting people to read that book, whether you sell it or give it away, are two very different things. There are most of the books that are, I heard this in 2012, half of the movies and television shows on Netflix have never been on DVD, have never been in a Blockbuster. Half of the books on Amazon have never been in a bookstore. Half of their sales is what I mean to say. Half of the sales. And when we think about that, anybody can write a book. We can all write a book. We can give it away and sell it to maybe 3 people on Etsy. But being able to sell it in a way that becomes, let's say, profitable, because that's how a lot of people measure success in this and that, is a very different story. So this is why I think photographers are not worried. Anybody can put an iPod on at a wedding and people will dance, but people still hire DJs for $2,000. Anybody can pull their iPhone out and take pictures, or get a couple of disposable cameras and give them to the tables at a wedding, but they still hire photographers for $2,000. You know what I mean? So it's just opinions, but you know what I mean. And my dear goodness, can I talk, eh? We're so far behind again. But we still got a long way we got an hour. It's plenty of time. And then thank you so much. High Plains Camper. We looked at that channel earlier. We looked at them first today. I've been lucky to catch a couple of their live streams. Cove Action has travel trivia on Friday, which is great. So hopefully everybody will connect with them so you can catch their Friday live stream. And then thank you, Nopers Plays. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. K-Money Quilting, good to see you in the house. Forgive me, for anybody that just got into the chat, you caught me on like another legendary rant. Basically, I can't help myself when it comes to this stuff because I think it's important for everybody. Nesha Antoinette, good to see you in the house. I'm not saying it's important that everybody use it. I'm just saying it's important that everybody understands at least the surface of it all. Because then you're making an educated decision when you decide not to use it. We have to decide the things we're not going to do or not willing to do, as well as the things we are going to do or want to do. AI's not making or breaking any of us right now or any day soon. But people are coming up with ways for it to help. And as I continue to learn, as I continue to put things together, I promise I will show everybody in some way. I'm working on that stuff right now. I'm switching systems. Yeah, but he really did say that, you know, like about that wallet. He really did say that. And I forget that somebody 30 years old might look at somebody like me, like 50. I don't feel a day over 23, you know, so like whatever. But it's just funny because it's not, you know, I try to listen when people talk. I'm not saying I do a good job, but I try. I really do try. So I try to catch things that people are saying and get the language that other generations are looking at. They often say, if you want to know what the world's going to be like in 20 years, go talk to a teenager in high school, because they see the world differently. They look at the world differently. I know we might have a couple of high school students in the chat right now. I'm unsure about that, but you know what I mean, right? I'm old enough to remember, like, you know, it was a magical time for me. My first television was black and white. I was there when the personal computer was invented. I was there the whole time along, and I'm amazed and enthralled by it. I know not everybody is. There's lots of people who'd rather go camping, rather go fishing, and like to put the phone down. Whereas for me, I'm on the phone 16 hours a day. But I don't like to think of the idea that, oh, I'm obsessed, because I'm always creating. Even if it's just ideas, always creating. Consuming for the purpose of creating, let's just say. Not that there's any right and wrong in that either. Galacticness, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Another channel that brings us Rockstar Gaming. Yeah, some say supper, some say dinner, yes. I couldn't figure out for the life of me if there was a difference between the two words for forever. Still to this day, when I hear somebody say the word supper, I'm like, I remember that, but I've been using the word dinner for the longest time. But that's, you know, I heard somebody describe it that way the other day. It was an influencer, and I don't remember if it was that guy Daniel Priestley, I think it was, that I'm talking about. I'll type the name in the chat if anybody wants to know. I think I'm spelling it right, but I'm unsure. But you'll find him right away. Most of you have probably seen him at some point. But I think it was them that described the idea that just the language and the words might be a little bit different, but the knowledge, you can't beat it. It's one thing to know the same thing. You know, you can go to school with somebody 20 years younger or 20 years older and learn the same thing in a class, but the life experience behind why you did it is a different story, you know? Yeah, for sure. Just Jason Keto remembers the Y2K fiasco. They made it one of my favorite movies of all time called Office Space was about that, about the changeover in computers for Y2K. It's a comedy, but it was funny. And I remember I was working at a place on New Year's Eve, and we were all like still a little bit nervous. Is the power going to go off? Because we really thought so. Of course it wasn't going to go off, but we did think that, right? We get wrapped up in that stuff. Henry Leslie, Vermont, good to see you in the house. Lakeside Laura is here. Wakeview Travel. is in the house. Yeah, our friend Sam's Vlog Strains and More. This is not age difference. This is geography. But I asked him about, I think I asked him, somebody asked him, or I think it was me. But we talked about the idea of a muffin, right? Because I'm in Canada, which is very much similar to the United States. So if I have what I call an English muffin, Sam would just call that a muffin in the UK. And if he was to eat what I consider a muffin like I have for breakfast every day, which I shouldn't, but I do, he would call it an American muffin. And I'm like, oh, goodness. That's like the first time I had a iced tea in the United States, somebody stopped me and said, you don't want that. You want sweet tea. We call it something different here. Or like the Kit Kat heist of 2026 that happened a few days ago. We call them chocolate bars here. We don't say candy bar in Canada, or at least not as far as I know, whether it's chocolate or not. And then Office Space. I have a slimline stapler somewhere around here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. So again, I don't mean to rant on about this stuff. I just want to share opinion because, what we're doing here with our YouTube journey and all of the social media networks that we have no choice but to be aware of. AI is around us everywhere now, and it's lightning fast. I've never seen something move as fast as this has moved. And then I just want everybody to be able to thrive regardless of AI, whether we're going to use it or not. Yes, poutine in Canada, when it's done right, absolutely is great. So Magic Fabric Magician found what I was talking about. I wondered if anybody was going to find this. Except for Jason, and Kristen tried to help. It was half her idea. I can't remember whether it's actually her idea. We were talking about it and it came up. I've been laughing. I've been falling off my chair laughing for days over that. And the memes are still coming out. And then I found out today it might have all been a plan in the first place. Greenland Quilter Katie is up on the screen, and this creator, she gifted a membership earlier. We always put Super Chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So forgive me, thank you. I know a few people have done this. Covaction Travel is coming up, and Handicap Traveler. That was Sir Dank for Jesus. And then IBM Mainframe. Yeah, I don't remember if I don't think I ever actually got to see one. I got to see a Lisa computer, but never got to use it. And I was like, freaking out. I wanted to touch that thing and I couldn't. And it was in a classroom and we were walking by. But I did use, we had many Apple IIs. I was lucky enough to be in schools that had we'd have one or two for the school. And a couple of my dad's friends had them, and they loved teaching me stuff. That was a different day too. My father's friends would take me and do activities with me. They'd teach me sailing or tennis or computer programming. Literally, I'm not kidding when I say I was 10, 11, 12 years old. Whenever the Apple II came out, it was then. Apple IIc, Apple IIe, it was those years. So whatever it was. And then Home by Design with Marilyn. Thank you for the kind words. They've been a member for almost a year. They've been with us much longer than that, too. And then, yes, Handicap Traveler. Thank you for that. Sir Dank for Jesus will come up. Yes. I don't mean to forget when anybody has more than one channel. Sometimes I forget. And then Rushing Wind Mountain I've got on the wheel as well. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I think I got to put the source back on there, though. Oh, AI will ramble. You know what? The source, now you make me want to make an AI that will ramble the way I do. Go on for 6 hours at a time, or 12 hours. Greenland Quilter Katie, forgive me. So she dropped a gifted membership, and she also dropped a super chat. Thank you, Scratch and PPA, because I missed that completely, of course. So Magic Fabric Magician is going to come up. Greenland Quilter Katie's done that kind of thing a million times before, where she's having us look at another channel. So I certainly honor those and I appreciate it. Greenland Quilter Katie was reaching out. What started this whole conversation of about 45 minutes was Greenland Quilter Katie's just asking if anybody knows how to or wants to do intros for live streams and stuff like that. So I'm always, anybody here can connect with anybody, and that's between everybody. I'm not going to facilitate that or whatever, but everybody, I'll be happy to hear people helping each other with that stuff. I've seen plenty of it over the years. Greenland Quilter Katie is going to give us beautiful looks around Greenland. She mixes up the content. She's got a podcast. She gives us beautiful outdoor views, and this creator's got live streams that feature panels full of guests where they're laughing and having a good time while they're creating and quilting. And I've been lucky to be there many times before. She's got plenty of live streams coming up. We set notifications for all of these, even though we have notification bells on for every channel. That's to make sure we catch each other as often as possible. This creator's got a short that's really moving. You notice when I click on the latest shorts, the newest one they put out is at 49,000 views, which is great to see. They've got 6,800, they've got 48,000 and 49,000, and then this creator's monetized, so lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. She dropped a super chat so that we would look at So Magic Fabric Magician. This is Fabric Magician Annette. We're going to look at this channel. We've seen it a couple times before, and we still have Create and Relate and Covaction to come up, and then I'll get to spinning the wheel, and I'm going to try to speed things up a bit. Forgive me for all that I'm missing in the chat. If anybody needs me to elaborate on anything that I've mentioned, I'll be happy to talk about it. And then Fabric Magician Annette is up on the screen right now. This is a channel I'm still getting to know, but look at her. She's laughing. She's having a good time here on her channel. She's got some information on her About section. She's magically transforming new and rescued fabric into quilts, gifts, home accessories, garments, and more. She's got content that should be enjoyable to beginners and experts. And then shorts on this channel have gotten into almost 600 views on one, but well over 1,000 on another, and over 1,400 on another one, and then live streams on the channel as well. So she was on a couple of times this week already. She seems to be on every few days. I've caught her a couple of times. Hopefully everybody will connect with Fabric Magician Annette. We'd love to push her towards the 200 subscribers she's thinking about. Thank you again, Greenland Quilter Katie, both for the gifted membership and for the super chat. Both unnecessary, very much appreciated. And then Booby Goats is still in the house. And then I'm going to make sure they're on the wheel. I'm unsure. The source is on there twice now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Yeah, no more elaborating. Chris and Larry Homestead's still here. And then Create and Relate is up on the screen. So I know we've got lots of friends here today that have been here many times before, and I know we've always got brand new channels that come through, even if it's only a couple every stream. But the best success in Tuber Chat always comes from making the first move, reaching out to creators. I know people like seeing their channel on the screen. I know everybody's anticipating, like, is he going to get to my channel? But I promise you it's the least important part. When I put a channel on the screen, they might get like 2 or 3 subscribers at that moment, but it's not 10 or 20, it's not 50, and people aren't here to look for content like, oh, I wish there was a live stream I could watch. That's not how this works. Sure, everybody's worried about their own channel, but if you can bring yourself to care more about other people's channels, what you can do for them, you will find everything that you do for other people coming back to you, and in an overwhelming way over time. But it comes down to connecting with other people, watching their content, leaving comments on their videos. What I do here is just talk for 3 hours. It looks like I put channels on the screen and people subscribe to them, but that's never been how this works. So I just want to reiterate that because, you know, I know it's exciting. I know, like I said, everybody wants to see their channel on the screen. I want to get to as many as I can. But what I really wish for everybody is to get value out of the time that you spend here. And I promise you'd be a lot happier if you had 10 new friends from a Tuber Chat live stream that were with you for months after, or maybe even years, than getting 3 new subscribers or 1 and having your channel on the screen for, you know, whether it's a minute or 5 minutes or whatever. And then when we look at create and relate, we see a creator who's bringing us a lot of different types of creativity on their channel. Resin more often than anything right now. They went through a lot of diamond painting, which I think continues as well. They've got a lot of product reviews on the channel in between the things that they've created. They've got a Cricut machine. They got some things that we think about for YouTube, like microphones and cameras and lighting, and this creator also gets into shorts and live streams as well. When we look at the shorts on the channel, these have gotten into 1,500, 1,600 views. And then live streams on the channel as well. It's been a little while since they've done them, but we've got the notification bell on for every channel so that we can catch new live streams when they come out. This creator's got quite a bit of information on their About section to elaborate a little bit more about the different things that they bring, but a lot of creativity in between the hauls and product reviews as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Create and Relate. They've got a brand new video from a few days ago that's an hour and a half long. Perfect. So you get a couple of watch hours there. It helps monetize channels too, because people are watching your video from beginning to end or running it when they do swap playlists with you. Thank you, Scratch and PPA. I miss driving daily completely. I'm so sorry. I know I get into ranting and I don't look at the chat while I'm doing it because I'm so busy like working on my thought. I'm trying to get better about that. Today's not a good example of that. I literally have been trying outside of Tuber Chat though to remember that it's beneficial to listen twice as much as you talk, but I have to stop myself to do that. Miss Tarot D, good to see you in the house. And then yeah, hopefully for all the ranting and yapping that I do, there's enough value that comes out of it that the tiny little nuggets, the tiny little of experience, especially when mixed with things that you already know or your own ideas, are gonna start propelling people and give a few aha moments kind of thing, right? And then yeah, so forgive me for that. I should have caught that. So Cove Action is coming up. Driving Daily is coming up. And I'm not sure where Driving Daily goes, so I'm going to put them right after Cove Action. Then we're going to look at Handicapped Traveler and Sir Dank for Jesus. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then thank you again, Create and Relate, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. I really don't mean to forget to thank anybody for that. I try to remember to thank everybody more than once. Cove Action Travel did the same thing. Chuck and Lori have done that repeatedly as well, and I certainly do appreciate it. Very much appreciated, even though absolutely unnecessary. I have to admit, I ran this video. I didn't actually watch it yet. I'm going to keep it in my catch-up list. I think it... I thought it was still in there. I'm going to put it in my catch-up list so I can watch this. But I got running out of time, so I had to run a bunch of videos in my catch-up list and wasn't able to watch everything. I've been doing not bad for that the last couple of weeks, but this week, I don't know what is... I feel like I haven't got a second, and I don't know why. Things ease up after today. My full-time gig gives us Good Friday off. So I'll get some time to catch up with everybody. But after a short day of work tomorrow, I will be good for a few days, actually. Cove Action is coming up. And when we look at what Chuck and Lori are doing here, pardon me for 1 second. I'm losing my voice now because I've been talking so much.
If you'd like to swap brand new with any...
Pardon me. When we look at Cove Action Travel, Chuck and Lori in Syracuse, New York, are taking us to a lot of interesting places, but they take their video production very seriously. They've got many different camera angles, including drone footage, and they share insights about, first of all, their use of DaVinci Resolve, which is one of the pro programs, of course, and then the planning that they have to use while they're traveling, because when you're going on tours and things like that, things can be very fast-paced. They have a wonderful back and forth together. You catch that from their thumbnails and from the rollovers I'm doing here. Chuck and Lori together did a couple of series for Christmas. I'll show you the other half of this in another moment. But you see that they're taking us to really interesting places and doing a really thorough job while they're there as well. I enjoyed this video. I watched this one in its entirety because I've got friends that have been to the Dublin Guinness Storehouse, apparently it's called, where you can learn to pour the perfect pint. And shorts on this channel have gotten into 8,500, 12,000, 20,000 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So this Friday, they're going to be on. They're going to talk travel, and they've got a contest, apparently, if I understand. And trivia. They were doing trivia, travel trivia, they were saying. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Cove Action. And thank you for the super chat again, Chuck and Lori. It's not necessary every time, but I do appreciate it. And then Live, Love, Laugh, Lori is a second channel that they've got set up. They're focused on Cove Action right now, but for anybody that wants to connect with a complimentary channel, we'll see what Lori's going to bring here. This is the other half of the Christmas series that I was talking about, and then they're working on their first 100 subscribers, so we'd love to push them a little bit closer towards that milestone. We all know it's an important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. And then Driving Daily is coming up in a second.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
And then Driving Daily is up on the screen right now. This is a creator that's out. They're live right now. They're live every day. They're outdoor dashing. And this is part of the gig economy, right? I'm always happy to see anybody double dipping. I touched on it for a second today, but the idea of doing two things at once. So if Driving Daily is out there, John, this creator, is out literally earning money, doing DoorDash, and live streaming at the same time. So hopefully grabbing super chats and AdSense money and every other thing, but getting paid for two things at the same time is where you really start to get leverage. It's one way to really level up, in my opinion. I'm always excited about that. So this creator's on all the time. They share aspects of what they're doing, but most of the conversation with this creator goes just about anywhere the chat brings it. I've been on many live streams with this creator for all kinds of different subjects. They've actually got another channel. I probably forget to put it up all the time. I'll put it up in a second. 11,000, 18,000, 36,000 views. This creator is an auto enthusiast. They've got a collection of cars, as a matter of fact. I forget if they said they got like 5 or 6 cars, I think. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. This one in Knoxville, Tennessee has got almost 6 minutes. It's perfect to connect with, a little bit longer than the short one before and after it. But this creator, is sharing a lot of intellect or intellectual conversation, let's just say. They actually set up another channel because I think they were really enjoying these conversations so much. So if we look at Real Thoughts Project, I don't know how much of what I'm saying makes sense, but you know what I mean. Real Thoughts Project, and this is the same creator where they're saying they're exploring ideas, concepts, the nature of reality, food for thought, growth, and life. So a lot of different subjects will come up here as well. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. Looks like a positive message, and then live streams on this channel as well. I've caught one of those. So we'll see what they're going to do with this channel, but that's Driving Daily, and I'm not sure if he's able to listen while he's, you know, streaming and driving, but thank you again for another super chat. He's done it a million times. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. And then Sir Dank for Jesus is a second channel that comes to us from Handicapped Traveler, and he dropped a super chat as well, and he's done that a million times before.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
And then Sir Dank for Jesus is a channel that brings us spiritual inspiration. You get an idea from the thumbnails here, exactly what's going on, and the titles to go along with them. I'm just going to take the latest video, put that in my catch-up list. Yeah, it's already been a month. I can't believe that already. Because I probably forgot to put this channel up a couple of times, maybe more than a couple. I don't mean to do that. This one we'd love to get towards the 200 subscribers that they're thinking about now. And then Handicapped Traveler is Dan, and this creator just did a live stream on Friday. They're live every Friday, last Friday of the month. A chance to get to know the creator, and the conversation can go anywhere the chat drives it. And then I'm just going to grab the latest video. They're posting pretty frequently, as a matter of fact. In between the travel, we're going to find a lot of cooking videos from this creator. Their channel's gone through a bit of major change over the last year, but I'll leave it to you to find that when you get there. They're working on 1,700 subscribers, and they're able to bring us all 4 seasons. So some of these shorts have done well: 1,300, 1,400, 2,700, 2,800, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. And hopefully everybody will connect. This is Dan. We get a chance to get to know them and talking about community. Most creators here in the TuberChat family, if thinking about it for even a second, will allow and even encourage people to connect in their live streams and premieres. You know, it's not always the subject of everybody's live stream to remember to think about that all the time, but most creators here will allow it. The recommendation is always to get into a live stream, say hello to the host, the moderators, you know, and things like that, and then think about connecting after. But that always starts with a conversation. You know, subscribers don't help when they're not going to become friends and somebody who's going to support the channel. You don't, not everybody has to be a best friend. You know what I mean? But just the idea of truly wanting to support, right? You know, so I've heard a few times today, High Plains Camper was just mentioning, actually in their live stream, I think it was yesterday, about the idea of connecting. You know, and they have pleasant things to say about TuberChat, which I appreciate, of course, but you know, a lot of communities have been out there since before I started. This was not my idea. You know, I put my own twist on it, but there was lots of growth streams out there. But just having subscribers that aren't going to watch anything, aren't going to come back, really don't care because they just wanted their own subscriber number, it doesn't help. Not the way we wish that it would, right? The idea is connecting with each other, becoming friends. That's what gives us that strong and solid foundation. And then my dear goodness, Pete, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Let's keep moving. I'm gonna spin the wheel. Thank you again, Handicapped Traveler, for another super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And I just missed Tim Mitchell gifting 5 memberships again as well. So Jesse Journals and Unboxes will come up right after Tim Mitchell. We always put super chatters and membership gifters, onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And Tim Mitchell just gifted 5 memberships again. He's done that a million times before. If I counted, it would be a million, I'm sure. So Lakeside Laura, it was funny. I just put your channel on the wheel not too long ago, and I was like, oh, how did I forget to put Lakeside Laura on the wheel? I was thinking that in my mind. There's your name right there at the bottom of the wheel, the last channel I put on, but I missed the fact that Tim Mitchell gifted those memberships again, so luckily she picked that up. And then we're going to go for a break in a moment, and then I'm going to try to really move it when we get back. We still got a half an hour to go. Oh, and then Stephen Wire, I'll tell you what, I'll leave it on. Thank you for that. I'll leave it on. I'll just talk about the channel quickly, because Stephen Wire's posting every day. They're streaming every day. They got some videos as well, but they stream daily, literally. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I don't mean to miss anybody. Tim Mitchell, when we look at this creator, they actually produce videos and live streams for 2 other channels. Chef CV is one that you saw in the chat, and they have a 3rd channel. I'll show that to you as well. Tim Mitchell's now over 400 subscribers, on the road to 500. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. They got a bit of their own content here with some outdoor footage, and a lot of dash cam has done well for them. So a mix of outdoors and dash cam footage at 1500, 1600, and 1900 when we think about short videos, with a little furry friend there to keep us company, and then live streams on the channel as well. Now, this creator's usually on Tuesdays. Rarely I'm able to catch them now. I've caught many of their live streams, but they're on usually while I'm working. So I got to have an early day and they got to have a late day. But once in a while it works out, and they always engage the chat while they're on. Chef CV is the handle for the next creator. And if I spell it properly, then it comes up, and it's Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official. And they've got a new live stream coming up, and we'll look at that in another second here. This creator's got another video as well that came out yesterday. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. I don't know why this one doesn't have the red line all the way across. Oh, because I'm still running the channel. First of all, I'm on live streams now, so I don't know why the red line's not all the way across. See, look, I still got their window over here. I paused it today. I forgot to pause it last live stream, but I've got it paused today. And then they live stream at least once a week, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And Chef CV is going to actually, the videos and live streams kind of mix together here, because this creator is going to help us navigate the kitchen, making interesting meals, dishes, and combinations, but helping us understand the bakeware, the cookware, the appliances, and different things as well. They've got a glorious, colorful mystery wheel of misfortune, which is featured in those live streams. So they've got a special one coming up this week. This is going to be 2 weeks from now. Pardon me, it's a couple weeks from now. They're gonna do a cook along, where it's a challenge sort of live stream, and they collaborate with Devil Dog and Butler Family Farm. They make sugar-free dessert ideas, which is really cool, because they've done cheesecake, they've done pecan pie, key lime pie was the last one, and now they're gonna do sugar-free molten lava cake. I would have lost money betting on any of these things actually even being possible, but somehow they're finding 3 different ways to do them. Otherwise, the Mystery Wheel of Misfortune gives the audience a chance to contribute ingredients over the course of the live stream, and then Chef CV's got a spin and is all but forced to make the very interesting and sometimes peculiar combinations that come up. There's the wheel right there. Some of the shorts have done really well on this channel. They continue to grow. 1,300, 1,500, and 2,600 right there. And then they've got another channel called the Unofficial Off-Topic Squirrel. And when we look at this channel, it's really complimentary. Another chance to get to know Chef CV, occasionally in the kitchen, but mostly on different adventures or outdoors. They've got a new series, I think, that started here. We'll see if that's going to continue. And then they take us to different places and to have interesting stories to tell us in those different adventures that they've taken us on. And then they've got shorts over here at 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 on one of these as well. So those continue to grow on both channels. And then they've got live streams over here as well. And one of the things I should mention is the fact that they've got this multicam setup, right? They've got 4 cameras and an ATEM switcher, which is a really cool idea, something I aspire to one day need and eventually own. But that gives you a chance to see how a really cool multicam setup can be used. And I think, pardon me, Tim Mitchell says that they're using OBS, if I'm not mistaken. So the unofficial official off-topic squirrel is expecting to live stream on what I believe is the last Saturday of every month, where they play Cards Against Humanity. So we'll keep an eye for the next live stream, and that can have some very interesting contributions from the audience as well. And then, the Squirrel Channel live stream will come back this month. They just mixed it the other day. Evie Mux, sorry, I should have known. Evie Mux, I should know that. But thank you for letting us know that. And it's interesting to see the multicam setup too, like the things you could do when we think about multi-cameras. So, Jesse Journals and Unboxes is coming up. Let's take another break. I am going to play another clip from our interview series to give us another chance to grab a drink or rest our voice or do the different things we need to do. For sure, we're going overtime today, but I'll try to keep it to a minimum. I'm really going to blaze through channels when we get back. But let's hear, before we go, what Edna's World has to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
Yeah.
Just a simple hit that subscribe button, you know, I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. It's like, oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. You know, it's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back,
Yes.
Be there for the ones that are coming back and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back. So we have to be okay. I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be as fabulous as you think you are. Somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's okay.
forgive me. Okay, we're just about back. And we are looking at Jessie Journals and Unboxes. And pardon me while I had to jump away from the computer there for a second. So I'm really going to try to blaze through channels right now. Jessie Journals and Unboxes has been with us for about 5.5 years as well. She is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. Now, she just dropped an extra video today, and I talk about this all the time because she posts videos every Sunday. Once in a while, she brings us another video, sometimes a dual premiere or something later in the week. So today, she dropped this just after noon. And while I was driving, I had to be on the phone. I wasn't able to even listen, unfortunately. So I'm going to make sure that this, part of me, goes into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I talk about, so that I can rewatch that, because I haven't seen this one. This creator's unboxed over the years all the different kinds of things you can think of. She does bath and beauty products, crafting supplies, stationery, snacks even, jewelry, all kinds of stuff. And some of the videos, though, are hauls or sponsored videos and a lot of collaborations. And then when she does crafting supplies and washi tape and things like that, she shows us the things that she makes, or talks about the things she intends to make with some of the crafting supplies, if that makes sense. Really cool. She's using the collaboration feature on several videos, and she's got a lot of really interesting subscription services. I love the idea of those mystery subscription services. I've had a few myself. Shorts on this channel. She features a lot of the different things that she finds in the unboxing videos, like washi tape. The other day she did a video that had the biggest collection of washi tape I've seen, which I don't think she's ever going to get through, to be honest with you. And then jewelry, bath and beauty products, like I talk about. She's got snacks on the channel, stationery, and different things as well. And then live streams on the channel. She's done plenty of these in the past. We'll see if she's going to bring any more at some point in the future. Jessie Journals and Unboxes, like all of our moderators, is a truly over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Every moderator on this channel, I promise you, cares deeply about the YouTube journey, their fellow creators, their community, and those of us in the Tuber Chat family as well. So spin the wheel, and we'll get to Vintage Style by Joe. And I think she picked up a gifted membership today as well, and I've been lucky to catch her for several live streams.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
And then when we look at what's going on in the chat, Home by Design with Marilyn, I might have accidentally taken off the wheel. Father Lawless World TV. Good to see you in the house. Thank you. I'm tripping over the handles for some reason. And then Vintage Style by Joe is up on the screen. The reason I was taken away with this creator's channel when she first started coming into the Tuber Chat family, let's see how long ago that was. If I don't even know if I could guess, because I don't know if has it been over 2 years yet? It's a year there. It can't be just a year. I'm guessing at least 1.5 years. I feel like it's closer to 2 years, because the problem is it's not going to tell you until it gets to 2 years. So maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes I get ahead of myself, but Vintage Style by Joe, I noticed, was making beautiful handcrafted things out of scraps of materials a lot of the time. That's not all she does. It's only a tiny part of what she does on the channel. She's quilting, she's crafting, she's making really interesting things like mug rugs. I've seen her make special bags that she's made out of some of the things that she's sewn together. Lots of patterns, lots of pillows are something we've talked about a few times. Quilts. I've started to understand a little bit about quilting from this channel. The idea that a quilt like what you see here could take up to 500 pieces. One of the pillows featured in this video that I talk about could be 150 pieces. My dear goodness, right? And this creator really got the jump on a lot of the autumn content before autumn had started. Christmas as well, they were doing long before. We've got some Easter stuff, it looks like, here as well, and I'm just going to grab the latest video from a couple weeks ago. I'll put that into my catch-up list. You'll find more interesting things here. And what I mean is not necessarily traditional. She's got ideas that are really outside the box, although she does work with patterns and things like that. When we look at this creator's shorts videos, 2200, 2600, 3700, and then live streams on the channel as well. And like I said, I've caught her for many live streams. It's been a while, 2 months already, my dear goodness. But she does a great job of keeping up with the chat, showing us all the different things she's been working on, or collecting, or getting ready to make different things. So you see what I'm talking about here. Even a multicam setup. I remember seeing that and tripping over that the other day too. Hopefully everybody will connect with Vintage Style by Joe. We'd love to push her towards the 2,900 subscribers she's thinking about. She'll soon have 3,000. And you know that I say that 3,000 in my mind is a very important marker. I've been saying that for years. I really expect a lot of great things from anybody who can get to 3,000 organically. I fully expect them to get to 10,000 and far beyond if they want to. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So Michael's Adventures has a premiere coming up. Stephen Wire up on the screen right now. They were going to give up their spot on the wheel today, but I just wanted to talk about their channel for a second. This creator is actually live streaming daily, so we get an opportunity to head over there, and they of course allow and encourage people to connect as well, so you'll meet more friends while you're over there with Stephen Wire. Michael's Adventures has a premiere coming up in about 11 minutes. Now, we're going to be overtime here because I talk too much, but we're going to try to keep it to a minimum. I'm going to race through the rest of what we're doing, and I'm going to not play the end screen today. And then oh, Vintage Style by Joe's working on curtains. Yeah, I mean, there's a million things you could probably make that somebody like me isn't going to think of. I have to rely on our friends with that kind of creativity to show the inspirational ideas they're going to have. Stephen Wire is bringing us a lot of traffic watch on their channel, but you see these live streams 12 hours at a time. Lots of opportunity for everybody to hop in there and have some conversation. They also bring us shorts videos with a lot of interesting, almost landmarks, right? Lots of Chicago skyscrapers and things like that. I've been lucky to have been there a couple of times as well. Videos on the channel. They've got a new short video here, but they've got plenty that are great to connect with. We're always looking for videos over 3 minutes. Very important that we watch those from beginning to end. Very important that we leave a meaningful, genuine comment. I always recommend 3 or 4 sentences. And then we always put the notification bell on after we subscribe as well. So the source is coming up. I've put Jody Genealogy on the wheel. I always promise that I'm going to put names on the wheel from our chat list over the course of the stream. I know we're moving quickly today. I appreciate everybody's patience. We'll be back on Saturday at a bit of a different time, so it should be not quite as overwhelming as today. Wheat's Art is still in the house. I wasn't sure if they were still here. Forgive me for that. I'm going to put them back on the wheel. The source is Doran, and this is a creator that also helps a lot of people connect together. So this is a mixed channel. We get to know the creator. They bring us interesting content. I've seen them take us out by the beach for live streams many times. The conversation can go just about anywhere, but I'm going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. They're on a bit of a series right this second with a special message on their channel. But when you dig through their content, you're going to see very quickly that they put a lot of focus on other creators. So there's shorts here as well that feature a great mix of variety, 1,800, 1,900, 3,600 views, and live streams on the channel. They've got a series where they introduce us to other creators through a 5 questions interview series. They've got a support wheel series of live streams, and these are specifically meant for people to connect in a similar way to what we do here. And then otherwise this creator might take us out on the road or out by the beach. They're well over their 3,000 subscribers, and that's no surprise. This creator started sending us friends the second they started getting in here, and now I don't think the source has been with us for quite a year, but I think it's going to be not too long before I start saying a year. It's got to be well beyond 6 months by now. Jody Genealogy is also Marketplace Boutique. We'll see what she's got going on, and I see my dear friend Gloria's Platter just snuck in here as well.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
Sometimes when we have channels that come up on the screen and they have really emotional content, even if it's just a few videos and things like that, some of our friends who've been with us for years will notice that I really don't say anything or much about it. And part of the reason, I'm a crybaby. I start getting like way choked up and this and that. And we've seen it many times when things have happened. So we always wish, you know, always the best. Our thoughts and prayers are with our friends whenever they're going through anything emotional or, God forbid, tough and difficult and things like that. But just to let you know, I'm very aware of the things that I see on people's channels. I just don't mention it because I trip over it so badly and don't want to keep doing that. But yeah, hopefully the source is doing all that they need. They've been a dear friend to a lot of people, and hopefully they've got all the positivity I think they must have coming their way. Jody Genealogy is up here with over 1,900 subscribers, well on the way towards 2,000 on a second channel. This is not her first time around, and I'll show you the other channel in another moment. I'm just going to grab the latest video. This is where she is bringing us history, true crime, travel, and a little bit more. This creator does a great job actually of researching their topics. I've caught many of these videos and they're quite interesting stories. They've got shorts on the channel that feature a little more variety, but you'll get the idea of why this is working so well when you see their first channel and the fact that they've done this before. 13,000, 14,000, 32,000, and then live streams on the channel as well. Now, Jody's been known to do a lot of different things. She might take us on the road. She might bring us out for a walk. She might bring us by the fire. She might even take us out on the water. And I'll show you her second channel, Marketplace Boutique. She's been with us a few years now. She's going to help us understand the ins and outs of selling on platforms like eBay. We talk about monetization on YouTube, but there's lots of other ways to earn income or make money on YouTube, and other ways to monetize our channels or use our channels to monetize our businesses in different ways. Marketplace Boutique can help us with a lot of this, and she's long past her 3,000 subscribers now, which is no surprise to somebody like me. She's incredibly supportive. I run into her regularly. I'd like to say daily, but several times a week as a minimum in other people's premieres and live streams. She's collaborated with other creators, and she does a lot more than what I talk about with the eBay videos. But she'll take us shopping. She'll show us how to buy collections of things and split them up. And then she helps us with our YouTube journey as well. If you dig through the channel, you'll catch some Canva tutorials. Shorts on this channel. Now you'll get to see what I'm talking about. 27,000, 28, 35,000, 56,000. Pure variety, but this creator's been doing this for a very long time, so her instinct has paid off. Then when we look at live streams, she might be taking us out on the road, she might be bringing us by the fire, by the water, taking us camping, and collaborating with other creators, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with Jody Genealogy and Marketplace Boutique. And like I said, she's been a dear friend of ours for years. So obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And then Lakeside Laura is coming up as well. And this creator picked up a gifted membership from Tim Mitchell today. So let's see what they've got going on.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
So I just dropped a link again for Michael's Adventures. He's got a premiere coming up, and it'll be on in 5 minutes. So we can go over there and continue to connect. He always puts a long intro on those, so it'll give us a couple extra minutes. I know we'll be overtime, but I'll just try to keep it to a minimum. And then Lakeside Laura is up here right now. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. I don't know why my latest video that I watched from you or ran from you doesn't have the red line all the way across, but I'm going to rerun it or rewatch it if I can. I'm going to take your latest video as well. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list also. It's a special playlist with just a fun name that I use to keep or get caught up with creators, and playlists can be a great tool for that. When we look at what they're saying on their channel, we'll find calming singing bowl sessions, along with fun and curious Alexa or AI questions, which has to be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then inspiring reminders that kindness can change the world. So I'm always happy to see any creators using their powers for good. 1,800, 1,900, 2,500 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. So I'll be looking forward to catching these. I don't think I've caught you for a live stream yet, but I've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we possibly can for each other, of course. And then I'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. Wheat's Art is actually Wheaton Shaw with another channel.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into TuberChat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
Now, I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours every time we stream, but if Home by Design with Marilyn is still here or Silver Assassin Metal Detecting, then just please let me know in the chat quickly and I'll get your name back onto the wheel. DeFam Adventures, good to see you here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. I know I say it a million times. I don't mean to miss anybody, of course. And then Wheat's Art is up here. Now, this is a complimentary channel from the creator behind Wheaton Shaw, where they're featuring a lot of art that they're making. So they might bring a small bit of variety onto the channel and a chance to get to know the creator. But the shorts are where we get to really see the type of art that they're bringing on the channel. Some of these have now gotten into 1,600, 3,000, 8,800 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. Wheat's Art does plenty of live streams, and those are pretty much unattended, where anybody can reach in and connect with other creators. Wheaton Shaw is where we know this creator from, and this channel features pure variety. I can't help but laugh at the avatar. Is fantastic. Imagine Velveeta candy canes, my dear goodness. And then Wheaton Shaw is working on 800 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards that milestone. We really never know what to expect when we get to this channel. I've seen many videos and been there for live streams as well. Shorts on the channel, 4,100, 5,000, 5,100 views, featuring more variety and obviously all 4 seasons as well. And then live streams on the channel as well. Like I said, I've caught them several times, maybe not in a while. Why is that? Because I'm catching Wheat's Art more than anything else. Yeah, I haven't caught you for a live stream in a while. But I've got notification bells on for every single channel. Of course, we all do that. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. And then Just Jason Keto is coming up right now.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
I mentioned earlier the idea that we've got several channels that want to help us with healthy eating, healthy living. Just Jason Keto is one of those creators. He talks about a proper human diet, or possibly the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. And he's got tons of recipes on his channel. He's done over 100 chaffle recipes alone, plenty of others, and his recipes only feature a few ingredients. They're literally simple, easy, and quick to make. This creator also does a lot of product reviews. Could be things we find in a grocery store, a health food store, or just something that doesn't have added sugar or the things that are going to throw us off ketosis when we're thinking about a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He likes to think about different ideas for the audience, so he brought us a different Christmas series of videos. Sometimes he does traditional unboxings or product reviews. Could be appliances around the kitchen, could be tech gadgets like a GoPro, and he brings a lot of guests on his channel as well, and they share their insights, their life experiences, their trials, their tribulations, both in videos and live streams. He's got plenty of shorts over here showing us that healthy looking grilling shorts can do very well at 6,800, 7,300, 23,000. I've seen that one. I promise you that one's entertaining. And then this creator live streams every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, so we have that likely to look forward to tomorrow. He's had guests on his channel, but sometimes it's just Jason giving us a chance to get to know him, talk keto. Sometimes he's doing a bit of a challenge or bringing us different ideas on his channel, and sometimes he's got a StreamYard panel full of guests, other fellow YouTubers that have had impact on him. He's got a second channel set up, and that is called It's Just Jason, and this is where he might post other varieties in videos, if that makes any sense, things that otherwise wouldn't fit on the keto channel. He's got all 4 seasons. He's a fellow Canadian. He's only a couple hours away from me, actually, and I've met up with this creator several times. We plan to do an in-person live stream together at some point, and we'll probably get that done within the next few months when the weather gets a little bit better. Matt and Mouse is coming up. Jason says he's just about sure he's going to be on tomorrow night, so 7:30 Eastern. I set alarms on my phone for several creators when I know their schedules as well.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
Matt and Mouse is up here right now. We were actually originally introduced to them, more fellow Canadians, from Just Jason Keto. You saw them featured on a couple of thumbnails actually on his live stream page, where he hosted a homestead hangout, some of the creators that have had impact on him. And I was taken away with this channel right away because I personally happen to be very interested in things like cabins and cottages and off-grid technology and things like that. And these creators show us all the aspects of looking after a cabin at 149 square feet, things they have to deal with like distance from the water, thinking about, Wi-Fi connections or cell signal and things like that, and what more can they look after when it comes to the idea of off-grid. We might think about solar, we might think about supplies and things like that. They do a thorough job, and they've got a wonderful back and forth between them as well. I'm always happy to see creators sharing the work, sharing the camera work, and working together. So Matt and Mouse have gotten into 1,600, 1,700 views, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. They've got one coming up on April 11th at 6 p.m. I'm just making a note for myself about that because I haven't caught them for a live stream yet, and I would like to, except for the Homestead Hangouts with Just Jason Keto. So hopefully everybody will connect with Matt and Mouse. We'd love to push them towards the 2,400 subscribers we know they're thinking about. And then we'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel going. Michael's Adventures premiere has likely officially started now and past the intro. So anybody can hop over there, and I'll see you over there in a few minutes.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
Canadian Family Life is up here. This is Tiffany from New Brunswick. She brings us a family channel. It's one of the fastest growing channels that we have seen in the Tuber Chat family. She organically got to her first 3,000 subscribers in barely over a year. And that's by featuring the entire family in a channel that brings us food bank grocery hauls. Obviously a shopping trip in the latest video. I recognize Giant Tiger. It's one of our most popular Canadian franchises or chains. This creator also brings us a lot of baking, a lot of cooking, a lot of challenges between family members. They've got a container garden that I talk about often. Her husband Chris works on that, even on his channel, as a matter of fact. I'll show that to you in a minute. The whole family gets involved here, and they've got Happy Meal, they've got product reviews, they've got sponsored videos now as well, and then shorts on the channel, and these feature some of that Canadian winter weather, especially in the latest ones. We just got pummeled with snow right across the country this year, as far as I understand. And then some of their shorts have done really well. 3,100, 5,600, 9,600 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. Now, Tiffany goes live every month or two, so she just did one a few weeks ago. We'll see if she's going to bring another one out this month or next month. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. Chris's Creation Fun is her husband's channel, and this is where he wants to help us with some do-it-yourself videos. He might do some product reviews. Otherwise, he's working on solar equipment, grow lights for the container garden, or doing some 3D printing as well. He's well over 100 subscribers. We'd love to push him towards the 200 we know he's thinking about. Chris and Larry Homestead have had a fun time waiting for their channel to be up on the screen today. They've been here the whole stream, and we never know if it's going to take 3 hours to come up, and Wheats Art's right behind them there. I'll spin the wheel just for fun. Cruz Bolero, good to see you in the house. Michael's Adventures premiere is already running. I hope everybody will come over. I'll meet you over there in a couple seconds, or a couple minutes. I'll drop the link again. Chris and Larry is a channel that originally had started, I forget the number that you told me about how many subscribers that you had. I'll just let you say it because I'm going to get it wrong if I guess again. And I know we just talked about this a few days ago, so forgive me for that. They reset and restarted though. And we'd love to help them regrow to well beyond the 10,000 subscribers that we talk about all the time. They are doing all kinds of different things. It's a large family. They talk about that in their About section. 7 kids, 3 amazing grandkids as well. And they're bringing us a mix of homesteading activities. They make merchandise. I think she said today they're working on some homemade soap. They've got, I think, a Cricut machine. And I believe they have a t-shirt press or a mug press, or maybe both, I'm unsure. And I'm just going to grab, not the latest video, but the one beside it. It's a few minutes longer. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. I don't know why the other one doesn't have its red line all the way across, so I'm just going to make sure I rerun that as well. I know I've said it already, but for Chris and Larry Homestead, they've been dear friends of ours for years. They've been with us like 4 years at least, maybe closer to 5. One of the first homesteading channels to have ever come into the Tuber Chat family. So when you get to the point that you are going to, like let's say 400 subscribers or 2,000 hours of watch time or something like that, I'll run the whole channel for you. It's for me to do it right now doesn't matter as much because we got to do it again afterwards, and they already know the game with having the 365 days, but I'm happy to do that. I swap playlists with creators. I think all of our moderators still do. It's still a benefit to monetize channels because you're running every video from beginning to end. You know what I mean? And some of us use Chrome plugins and things like that. You don't want to play games with YouTube, but there are things that you can find. You have to be careful that can help you run entire longer playlists. Like we can run every video somebody's got or every live stream somebody's got. Anybody can, but I'm just saying that we do that, right? Shorts on this channel have gotten already into 500, almost 600, and on the way towards 700 views, and then live streams as well. So they've got one coming up April 8th. And anybody can reach out anytime if you have a live stream or something special coming up. I'll always make a effort to be there. I catch 99% of the things people send me. Not everything, but almost. Oh, I missed this one. I thought you were going to be on Sunday. Is that, maybe you moved that? Oh, 8 hours ago. No, you did that today. For some reason, unless you moved that, I thought that was going to be on Sunday. And then I kept on going on about it. I had an alarm set and all that stuff. If they moved it, it's okay. I wondered about that. I was like, how did I miss that live stream? I'm just remembering while I'm marking the date there. Wheat's Art, we spun the wheel just for fun. Thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate the extra generous support that we've seen. I know that everybody has to be patient here. It's way overwhelming today from what I thought. We did not have an overwhelming beginning today. It's always busy. There's always lots of people here, and I appreciate that. Sometimes we get as high as over 100 channels that come through over a 3-hour period, and I certainly do appreciate every moment that everybody can spend. Hopefully everybody will connect with all of our moderators. They're all dear friends of mine, but you'll meet more friends with any of them, and they are some of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey, which is now 9 years on YouTube officially. As of today, today's the day. I should have put something on my personal channel. I got to make a graphic as fast as I can. 9 years on YouTube. So, thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's go see Michael's Adventures. I'll be over there in a second. I've dropped the link a few times, and we can keep doing what we're doing here. Thanks, everyone. Wheat's Art, pardon me, I almost missed talking about the channel. I did talk about the channel. I talked about Wheat's Art a second ago. So forgive me, I'm tripping over myself. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you with my